like one of my grandmas was asking my dad.
Oh, poor grandma watching the mouse games.
Like grandma was asking my dad like, what is the device? Like a gun, you know,
Yeah.
like device. Then my dad explains everything to her, and when he doesn't know, he asks me, and I'm like a translator for everyone. But now everybody speaks CSGO slang, like for real. Well, I'm going out of my room. Mom is asking me, "What map are you playing? Overpass?" Yo, that's funny. That's funny as hell. Yeah, but it's really nice.
Good.
It's
That's
really nice
really
to
cool.
feel. Yeah.
That's really cool. All right, we've had our emotional thing. We can all cry. We'll
You've
get
been
some
getting so
tissues.
sentimental.
I
Like,
have-
Add some fun to your space with Xtrfy, designed in Sweden with focus on quality products built on experience. You're looking at Project 4, their fourth generation of products with super cool colorways to stand out, with matching sets to satisfy with a solid B4 bungee, lightweight ergonomic M4 mouse, the K4 keyboard is fantastic, all of which are performance focused, and finish it off with colorful GP4 mouse mats that are bold in design and smooth on the surface. The retro theme in particular has got the feels. Complete your setup with Xtrfy. No regrets, guaranteed.
Hey buddy, let me show you how to fix that. Bitskins.com. Buy and sell skins instantly. Deposit and withdraw funds instantly with crypto or directly to your Visa card. Bitskins.com. The best skin marketplace.
Fist bumps go to the teammates.
I wanna see you falling fast. Win the round. Win the game.
Parry Match, your esports teammate.
Ladies and gents, boys and girls, Counter-Strike fans across the globe, thanks for joining us. HLTV Confirmed, a special episode. This one won't have a number. Maybe it will. I'm not sure.
it is 61.
61? Is it going to count? Like, we're not going to put,
Of
like...
course.
All right.
Oh, why not?
All right, it could be episode 61. Welcome to the show. Quick shout out to the sponsors. Xtrfy, spelling is hard. Prof, this time. They didn't hear you last time. I want you to do it this time.
Last time I had a whole, like, very cool delivery, and now I'm just going to be xtrfy.com.
There you go. See, Prof can spell too, right? I'm teaching them English, right? I'm teaching everybody who comes on the couch English of the Australian way, so we're all learning together. Xtrfy, all your peripheral needs. Parry Match, you can even see it on your Kinder's jersey. So that one works out. We got a bit of a crossover here today. And Bitskins buy and trade CSGO skins and items. So we nailed all those. We smashed them out the way. As you can see, your Kinder is joining us. Thank you for being here this morning. I know that if it was anything like most of our evenings, it was quite late. We're seeing people, we're having some chats. So thank you for getting up early and coming to talk to us. We got Prof, we got Striker, we got Lucas.
I mean, they can't hear.
They can't hear you.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
They can't hear. Oh, maybe they can hear me.
Well, we want them to hear you because it's nice when you chip on in. But look, boys, I think what we want to do first of all is just set a bit of groundwork here for everybody before we start discussing. Now, we're going to talk about the quarterfinals that were because we covered off everything else. Well, maybe we didn't cover off everything else.
not
but
really.
we covered off some stuff last time round. But we're going to reflect obviously a bit on the VP journey. We're going to look into the quarterfinals, and I think then we're going to turn our attention to the semifinals and the grand final and what we can expect, right? And anything else around that we want. Now, I want to open the floor here. Is there anything that anybody wants to start with? You know, you can, I can get us there if you want, but if there anything, you know, any questions, anybody have anything they want to start with, get it out of the way.
I don't know. I think it was nice being in the arena again. It was kind of surreal.
It was really nice as a player as well, and like you know, when we were watching the match NAVI against Vitality, there were people like with baguettes in the crowd, and I was That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's good
Like,
experience.
The little front row with the marshmallows.
marshmallows.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the best thing
Creative
ever, man.
people,
It's
right?
so,
I like
it's
that a
so
lot.
insane. So insane.
I'd never think of anything like that. One thing I did want to ask you, Kinder,
Yeah.
is the new headset that they had, right? Were you using in-ears still with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now that's what I wanted to ask. Did you guys try it without the in-ears?
Yeah, but we were obligated to use the in-ears.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
okay, we're learning
at, fir-
something
at,
now.
at first they said that we can use we can use it without the in-ears, but when we first got to the
The studio.
yeah, they said we are obligated to use in-ears and those headsets.
Oh,
But it was actually surprisingly really good.
okay.
Like because we couldn't hear the crowd almost at all. Like you can't hear anything until the crowd only goes maximums volumes, then you can hear it. But otherwise, it was really good and it's really comfortable.
Okay, all right. That's one thing, right? Because that headset that they have there is meant to be designed exactly for our needs, right? Because it's a unique situation that we have, right? And I know some people like booths, some people are for the. I look, that's a debate we can go on forever, right? But the open air, all those different environments. I was just curious, right? Because like I know that there's been a bunch of different sound systems over the years, helicopter headsets, this, that, white noise, pink noise, all that bullshit. But that's okay. So. That happened. The crowd was good. Yeah, it was nice to see. I think one of the things that was obviously from the first day to the second day was it almost doubled, right? The crowd, right? So that was kind of a nice thing. And then apparently today and tomorrow we're looking at sold out for whatever the capacity is. And according to some people I spoke to, they're even opening up more areas for people to come on in. So it's good. It's great that people are turning out. It's great that we're getting back to this. I was speaking to you last night. I was saying like this is the beginning again.
Yeah.
And like for you now, right, coming in, getting a taste of it, right? Like I can imagine now. Is it like more motivating?
Yeah, yeah. Of course, it was amazing. I'm really glad that I got to playoffs and got to experience the arena. That was the most important thing for me throughout this tournament, to actually feel it and experience it. It was really nice. And I have a funny story. We played the first map against Heroic Mirage or something, and like first time the flames came out. Yo, that was stressful.
Oh yeah.
Like we were. I think Jay was saving. Jay was saving. But like I think somebody was saving, or Jay. I don't remember. But it was really late in the first half when the first fire came in, and like we didn't expect that at all. And when you're watching the game from the arena, you can feel the heat.
Yeah.
Imagine the heat. Like
Oh
in front of
really?
it. Yeah, it was like it wasn't too hot, but you could.
You can feel it
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Kicker had cold hands, and he was like, "Oh, I have cold hands. We're like, we're fine. We have these
Hand warmers,
hand
yeah.
warmers, yeah." And then in like fifth or sixth, like seventh round, maybe the flames go like this, and Kicker's like, "Okay, it's hot. It's good now. Let's go, boys."
Yeah, that's one of the things that they've actually big fuck off flames, right? Like yeah. I like the stage. I don't know. What do you guys think of like the stage, lad? It's really cool. I like, obviously they've been adjusting things on the fly. Like when the first game started, they didn't have the stuff on the side screens above you guys, which got adjusted. I think even into the first into the first series we had. But that's cool. I like the layout of the stage. I think it's like obviously we've had 360 before, but that's hard to fill out, hard to get the same kind of feeling with the crowd and stuff. I think it's cool. I think it's a good way to get back into things, really.
Yeah. I think our photographers were just complaining about the lack of light on the players while they're playing. Especially in the beginning, they're like first when you just started playing, it was super dark, but then they kind of lifted it up.
You know why? Because like when we first got to our PCs, there's the blue light behind us, and everything got reflected on our monitor. Everything, like literally, there was blue light on Buster's monitor, and we asked to remove it because we couldn't play.
Okay.
And they still did it, but like between rounds, so it's fine. When you have on freeze time, it's not a problem. But when you're playing, it's a different thing.
Okay, well that makes sense, right? This is the thing, right? The priority has to be obviously the game, right, and making sure you guys can actually, because it is a show, right? It is entertainment, but at the same time, it needs to be so that we can get the absolute best out of the players, right? So I think that's one of the things. There's so many different. I don't want to say, potholes is probably a good term, of information along the line, right? People see the end product of things and they make a lot of assumptions, but they don't understand why or how you get somewhere, right? Like if one thing has to change for one thing, then maybe it changes something else and all this kind of shit. But look, we're in a good spot now, and I think we should maybe just talk about well, this is the problem. You and I already had a chat about it last night, so I'm kind of like cheating in my head here with where some of these questions are going to go, right? But one of the key things, right, for the VP run here was the fact that your team never gave up, right?
Yeah.
Your team, for whatever reason, you've got 3 emotionless bastards on your team who just apparently, it doesn't matter what the round is, what the stakes are, they just seem to shoot heads, right? Like Kick It, Buster, and Jane, for those people playing at home. If you watch them, they're someone, okay, this is going to be a bit of a bleed over here, but somebody a negative person to me said I am about as enthusiastic as a can of paint. You know, the same thing for Jay and Buster and Kick It when they're playing. It feels like, right? Like it doesn't look like they're.
I'm gonna address that to them after the show.
Like Kicker to me seems like he gets kind of like pumped up,
but
so
he does it, and then he's very contained.
Kicker's like 1 second. And like this,
I don't want to let anyone see. You know?
Okay.
But then we've obviously got you, right? And we've had an opportunity to speak to you before on the show. I've done some interviews with you. We get to watch you, get to look at your super sick room with your bloody dragon on the roof with those sick lights and stuff. Like, and you can tell that you're a bit more of an emotional one there. And I think you could see the same with Flit. I remember the crazy thing when you guys were playing in one of those comebacks was it was so super serious, and like you could tell everybody was like in the comeback and stuff are focused. But like Flit, I think he was just like enjoying being there because like at moments it was so tense and he's like got a smile on his face. I'm like, hey, this kid's fucking loving what's going on right now.
That's the most important thing. You need to understand that we played to enjoy it, you know, and that's the main thing. And I enjoy. Flit enjoys. Others don't know. And,
well, I think they do enjoy.
I can't even read their emotions. I don't know how you, but I can't either.
Poker players, right?
Yeah.
So those comebacks, I don't know. Should we start in the group stage and just cover off a little bit of that?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it.
Okay, so the Mouse game, right?
Wait. Let's start from the start.
Okay, all right.
Instantly. So the Mouse game, two elimination game.
Actually, the Spirit game, is a big one. That was Overpass was the third map in that one, right?
Yeah, but you remember the first game?
Well, tell us
against
the
Spain.
Pain.
14-13. We lose it 1 versus 4 against Hardzow on A side on Inferno.
And then you win the eco.
And then I have a CZ. We have 1 smoke, 3 USPs, and 1 P250. And they go B, we stack B, we win the round 16-14, we're saved. Imagine, like, the 1 round difference could make a difference in all the tournament. Imagine if we lose that game, it would be bloody.
So you have a lot of those, right? Like, do they all stick out to you in every game when that turning point round was?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, well, take us through them then.
Okay, so, like, first game was Pain. The other game was Movie Star Riders.
Yeah.
We played Vertigo. If I'm not mistaken, we were losing heavily, like something like 7-1 or something.
That's right. I tuned out as soon as like you guys were getting. I was like, all right, this is over.
Yeah, I was getting completely destroyed on ramp. Actually, oh no. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I started. I was good on ramp. Then I got destroyed on ramp. Then we went to T side, and I mean, Kicker popped up against Movistar on that Vertigo map. Then we third game we were playing, we lost against FaZe.
Mm-hmm. I can get the result. Hold up.
Yeah, we lost the best of 3 against FaZe. Completely shit.
Rocky is my friend.
Yeah, everybody shit on me after that comment because like Rocky is my friend and losing 2-0 to FaZe, you know. But yeah, with shit Ancient, bad Maple.
Your Ancient got better though.
Of course, you're
playing it all the time.
You're practicing in a major.
Yeah, I mean, like, some people party between games. We fucking study. But yeah, FaZe game, nothing much to say. It was just a quick 2-0 loss. When was it? Spirit.
Game.
Oh yeah, Spirit game. Okay, we understood that we're gonna play Spirit. And the thing is that after the loss against FaZe, I said, like, we have 2 more chances to qualify for the Legend stage, and I said we start with the next one. You know, we get the next one, then we get Spirit. We usually win against them. Really good opponent for us, but you know, Spirit international run, beating VP for the first time.
Yes.
And then I'm thinking, I'm like, no way, it happens, and we're losing 14-7, third map on Overpass. But you know. Throughout this year, we come back so many times. Some completely insane comebacks, like 15-3 against Sens. I think that's in everyone's head.
Yeah.
When you win a game like that, it's just you believe in any outcome from any score.
Thank Mr. Snappy.
But the thing with this is, right, the thing you're talking about something that we know is an issue for a lot of teams, right? Comebacks is not something that a lot of teams can like Counter-Strike, the way it's changed over the years and stuff, it's easier now, right? To make, because a lot more things are viable, but it's still not easy to win those rounds, right? Like, sure, they've tried to level out the playing field a bit more and give you more options, but you still have to make the right choices, buy the right guns, hit the right shots, right? It still doesn't come to you just easily, right? So do you think this is one of the things that is a quality of the players within your team, or is it something that because you were forged by so many of these games where you had slow starts? Like, how do you quantify this?
I think it's a lot of from everything, you know, like the players' personalities, the players' ambitions, and like the playstyle of our team is really good for, like, we're saving all the time, we're stacking, even if we're losing, we still have the guns to the next rounds, you know, and we still can. We play a little bit like people don't like it, like statistical CS that we take by chances.
Some people would say it's boring.
Yeah,
I don't know who these people would be.
It's better with Flit now.
You know, you know, like
and also on LAN it's super exciting.
Yeah,
I get how people like are saying it's boring, but like we get the job done. It's the most important thing for us. We want the result. We don't really care if it's boring.
It doesn't matter how you get to the W.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, a lot of people were calling Astralis boring when they were winning, even because they were playing like super. I mean, statistical CS, I guess you can call it as well, just like for odds and stuff like that. So, I mean, you know, do whatever you got to do to win.
I don't know who called Astralis boring, but they're.
Oh, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was a lot of people.
It was a lot of people at the time.
You know, it was mental, right? Well, this was crazy thing that happened back when Astralis, like, and at the time, there's no way, it was undeniable, right? It's undeniable how good they were. So the way we talk about them on the desk and in the cast and stuff, they're the best, right? And I think it was at maybe it was the Berlin Major. Maybe it was an earlier. I don't remember. I think it was the Berlin Major. It was the Berlin Major. And I made a sarcastic tweet, right? It was sarcastic. Like, everybody who watched me at the time doing desks and stuff, I was like, this is the best team in the world, you know, like, no doubt. Like, and saying that I love the way they approach the game, and it's so. And I made a sarcastic tweet that StarLadder, obviously I think it got lost in translation, put up on the screens in the arena while they were playing. And the tweet got fucking booed because there was so many Danes in the thing. And I was like, well, no, I'm being sarcastic, guys. Like, I agree with you. They're really good. Like, and I was like, oh, man, people are going to think I hate Astralis now. But, like, the thing is, I think the issue with the VP play style is because you have so many good players, right, that then it's now with Flit, like, pound for pound against a lot of teams, the skill in your team is high, right? Like, if you go pound against some of the, like, it's very, very high. And the thing is, when you see James, who you know, when the pressure's on, can win sick rounds, saving more often than not, you'd just love to see him go for a fucking clutch every now and again. You're like, give it to us. But the thing is, with the online situation as well, because there isn't the crowd, because it's a whole different atmosphere, it's not LAN, it's not this, right? When people at home are watching so many games of Counter-Strike, and then, right, this is the thing, you are playing percentage Counter-Strike, but percentage Counter-Strike, when you guys sit back after the opening kill for a minute on the clock for them to push for info, right? Like, from a viewer perspective, right?
I mean, you tune out, you look at Twitter, you look at, you know, Facebook, Instagram, you scroll, and then you're like, they won the round. Okay, cool.
But that's the thing.
Yeah, no, sometimes it looks silly, but sometimes it actually looks really good.
So, when they do go for the aggressive moves and you're waiting and you get the kills and you capitalize and all that kind of stuff,
everybody thinks they're genius.
Yeah,
they're genius.
so
How
good.
did they do this? And then the next time, clock run out and we 5 versus 4 we save or something. I don't know. Happens, of course.
What do you think about the Virtus paid by the round meme?
It's a good meme.
I really like that. Is it actually in your contract that you get paid more by the rounds you play?
It's really funny. But it's confidential information. But you know, like the thing I noticed, like, out of the legend stage and the challenger stage, I think we were the team that played the most rounds and most.
That doesn't surprise anybody.
Most maps because, like, 16-14, 16-13, like 3 maps with spears, going overtime in overpass, playing phase, like, okay, destroyed 16-9, 16-11. But then again, mouse sports, phase game again.
The mouse sport series, right?
That was insane. The last map.
With the way the first 2 maps went, I was like, what are we fucking watching here, boys? I was like, the way that they, like, called around on their T side of Ancient, like, it was really, really good. That was great to see. The thing with that game, like, you could see you were being sent out to try and disrupt things. But the way that they were playing, I don't know if you watched the VOD back yet or the demo back yet, but every time you pushed out a cave, right? They were just hidden. Like they just weren't fighting you at
Oh,
all.
ancient.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They weren't fighting you at all.
Yeah,
They were like,
I don't know. I said from the start when we lost that map. This is on me, boys.
yeah.
Yeah, because like, can I say it or can't I say it?
Well, here we go.
No, like, but we had problems with ancient. Obviously, we had didn't have that much opportunity to play ancient throughout these like last 4 months. I mean, in official games, and there's a clash of playstyles at the moment on T side. How the teams play. So there's like mouse playstyle. Then there's like this we call it the NAP smoke and molly on mid. That's ridiculous. It makes it so T-sided, like the map. Like everybody says it's CT-sided, but like it's really hard to play against if you don't know how to play against it, you know. But then Mouse are not throwing it, and we're like, what do we do? And then I'm pushing cave, frozen on B, guys, like this. But yeah, I instantly said that this map is on me, but we can still win it. I think it was Inferno and then Vertigo, third one, right?
Yes, the Inferno one is where James decided he was going to get a 1-on-5 in the second round of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I actually like when he got the first 2 kills, I thought it's Buster. In the clutch, yeah. I was like, he got first 2, then he sprays, and I'm like, wait, James, what? I thought it was Buster clutching. But yeah, that was funny. But Vertigo as well. We were starting like 10-1.
Yeah.
10-1. And probably in everyone's head, why is it so? But we're used to play like, okay, let's make it close. Instantly, we're losing 15-12. How is that possible? From 10-1 to we're losing 15-12. And I lose 2 entries in 2 rounds in a row. And Kickert, man.
Those Kickert plays.
He's the savior.
The biggest balls. Like, I don't know how he walks around. He just walks up. He walks the same way. Just walks up a vertical ramp.
But he's not jiggling or anything.
Shift walk
He's
inside.
just walking in.
Frozen's like, no, nothing's here. No, I'm just gonna leave. Oh, I'm dead. This guy just killed me now.
Yeah, Kickert saved that map actually, but we were leading 10-1. I'm not really sure how that happened, but you know the mental the mental strength of our team is really high, and even though we were like many teams would probably give up after winning 10-1 and then getting comeback to 15-12 and you're like, okay, let's end it. You know, but I didn't even notice that it's like 15-12. You know, Kickert wins the round again, 15-14. I'm like, wow, it's 15-14. Let's go. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go overtime. Let's go. Yeah.
But that right there is going to be something huge, like for your team going forward, right? Because if that's a consistent thing, and imagine if you don't have to start, you know, in a hole of rounds. Like I know that last one we're talking about was a 10-1, but like it could change the complete dialogue. And I think one of the keys for me when watching your team now is it felt like you had a different, not overall approach. Like it was still, as you were saying, like saving and percentage plays, but you had more flux in terms of pacing, and it felt like you went to punish teams more. And you know, like one of the cool things about when you joined the team was you were doing all that, but you were doing it on your own. Now it doesn't feel. It feels like the team are playing a bit more like that.
You know, I can say that the system is getting created for the 5 players that are in the team. You know, when we had Sanji in team, the system is obviously different. When you have Flit, you can't have the same system that you had while playing with Sanji because they're completely different players. And because of it, the system will change, and maybe we're not gonna even play like we played on this major or something else. And the thing I want to say as well is like, imagine Flit coming to a team first tournament is a major, comebacking like 4 games. Imagine what an experience it is for a new player in a new team. I think throughout this major he got so much knowledge about our personalities and our mental strength, and like the in-game stuff. Okay, yeah, but like outside of the game, the more important things like the psychological thing. And I wish I had the opportunity that he has. So I'm having like mega big hopes on him because like he's insanely good. He's young, the best age. I believe he's 21. So yeah, everything is in his hands and in our hands.
I mean, the thing that you mentioned, like the style is built around the players, and Sponge mentioned as well, like this is a team that has insane firepower. This is like, I don't think you can compare him to anyone except maybe NAVI right now and Gambit. Like that's it. That's where it stops for me in terms of like every player can deliver, and probably maybe not above Gambit, but it's somewhere there. Like it's because Gambit has inters. He's a decent player, but he's like always support rolling around. But like no other team has that depth of firepower.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. So I don't know.
Hooch did sell us that on the other night. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hooch sold us my fucking pick'ems almost.
Oh
my
with the
God.
or the
Yeah.
VP beating hero.
And we even like he was so good at it. He was just such a salesman.
too
Like we just
convincing.
all picked.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, yeah, that makes perfect
Yeah.
sense. Murder's probably gonna win.
Yeah, all
The
right.
worst thing is like I got to the same conclusion before the show. I was like leaning toward that, and then he came in and was like, yep.
Okay.
100%. Like I got all my luggage. I
Man,
sold my
man.
cows.
I'm still sad about the second round on Inferno after the pistol round. On CD side,
Mm.
we won the pistol round, but we didn't convert the fourth round. And when you don't convert the fourth round, you're can I swear?
So fucked.
Yeah.
You're
fucked.
fucked up for like 3 rounds in a row in economy wise, and we lost the half 9-6. So 3 rounds is like 13-7.
Do you feel that
it's-
that game became a bit more like snowbally in terms of economy with like the M4s and the dropping nades and stuff like that? Like when on the CT side you have like Inferno, you can buy the 5th nade, leave it in spawn.
Yeah, you can buy flashes, leave it at spawn,
Yeah,
and
then you
throw
can use it. So if your economy is good, you can do that. If your economy isn't good, you can't do that. It feels like if you have like you can have insane CT sides if you have the good economy. Like
Yeah.
all of these are Inferno 12-3s, stuff like that.
But that's like on it was like that before as well. But now it's stronger.
Yeah,
it became,
just,
it became
it's-
stronger.
yeah.
Like they evened up like the snowballing and all that stuff because of the loss bonus
bonus, yeah.
money. It was fine. It was fine. But now when you can drop the nades, and especially on Inferno, like the distances from one.
You're always rotating
Yeah,
anyway, yeah.
exactly. You can always leave flashes. You can leave Molotov. It's like 5 seconds from Arch to go to B, drop a Molotov, and go back to A. Like
Yeah.
it's insane.
And we saw the same thing on Dust 2 as well, and that's been a big thing. Like just like retaking A and just like having fucking 5 nades and spawning. Like
Yeah.
you can't really plan because like there's just volleys and nades dropping on you.
It seems like the Silence M4 is great for aggressive players, right? Because like now you can play a little bit cheekier, right? Like obviously spamming behind the smokes. Sure, you're lacking 5 bullets, but like you will use Vertigo A ramp for example. You can go on A ramp and you can spam down, and they can't shoot back.
You know, I was actually playing with the silencer before the update. Like, I used to try it. I saw Mir was like insane with it, but he was playing like all the time with the silencer. And I'm like, I started playing Dust 2 mid rotation, and he was playing mid rotation at that time as well. And I thought to myself, yeah, I'm gonna give a shot to silencer. And now everybody in my team, we were at boot camp at that moment or something, and everybody in my team was, Marek,
What are you doing?
please, come on, get that shit. And like Jane was like, okay, this is cheaper. I'm gonna put as well. so like when he drops to 2900,
Yeah.
not 31.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a problem with my spray on the 30 bullet 1 and 4, and
The laser
it got
beam now.
now it got buffed.
Yeah.
And I'm a demon.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Like the on banana and on vertigo, where you can spam smokes like and nobody knows where you are. It's insane. And like 4 bullet, if you hit a guy 4 times in the leg from any distance, you kill him.
Okay, so
4
you're telling me
times.
your aim doesn't need to be on point anymore.
You can just hold your crosshair, not even on the head. You can hold it on the legs, and you don't even need to control the spray because the 4 bullets will go like this and kill him. Like
Okay.
legit, it's so overpowered. It's really strong.
Well, don't tell that. Valve might watch. You never know. You don't want them to nerf it just yet, right? We want to keep it
Oh,
for a little while.
it's actually pretty weird.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
perfectly balanced.
You can leave it like that.
They're probably gonna leave it like that for a while, right? Like this is the thing. People at home, when they see these changes, they're like, but now no one's gonna use the M4 or A4. It's like, yeah, well, no one's used the Silence M4 for the last couple of years. Like it's like this just happens. This is Counter-Strike.
You know who is one of the best players of this tournament at the moment?
Mm-hmm.
Try to guess.
One of the best players in the tournament.
Yeah, at the moment, like statistically.
But Valera bit.
Okay.
Nico.
And what M4 does Bit play?
He's the fat one, right?
He was
Yeah.
A4.
He plays 31.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe the Silencer M4 isn't even that strong,
Yeah,
guys.
great.
One of like best player of the tournament plays with 30
I bet
bullets.
if we
Guys,
look-
switch back,
Hold up a
boys.
So Valve is like, oh no need to
Yeah,
change that.
exactly.
If I look right now at Bit's like weapon split here, I think I'll be surprised because the amount of kills that he just gets, where it's just a deagle. Even he was AWPing yesterday. I was like, yeah, okay.
You know, there's gonna be Silencer M4s because everybody drops him in Silencer M4
Yes.
sometimes, but yeah.
No, that's an interesting point because like Masuta was one of the guys who was holding on to the A4 as well, right? Like I think obviously it's personal preference.
I think
generally Navi like took a long time to switch.
Yesterday Masuta was killing everyone with
That's
silence,
right, he was. Yes. You get that 4 kill towards the B site and stuff. Yeah. Okay. All right. Where were we? We were up to just before the heroic game. You were getting into the Inferno stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that one right there, the final map of that, we had Mirage, we had Ancient, we had Inferno, 16-12.
You must have been thinking, dude, like weren't you down like 16-7 again and just like came back like 5 rounds before you lost?
On Inferno?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
like last 3 rounds. This time obviously you didn't make it.
I said like this a lot in my in the interviews after the match. Until like the fire in front of us, it was like 15-9 or 15-10 or something. What was that? What was the score?
16-12.
16-12. Okay,
it was 15-8.
Okay, it was 15-12. And somebody was clutching from like Moto on A, 1 versus 3, and until he died, and when the fire came out, then you feel that you lost, because till the end I believed that we. I'm not sure why. Like
it was like a 1v3 even, like
it was 1v3, but like even when it's 1 versus 3, then you feel the heat from the flames, and then you feel emptiness inside of you. And then you're like, okay, we lost. And actually, like after we lost, I was smiling even a bit, because it was good experience. Like it's bad experience, but good bad experience,
Right.
And that's the thing that counts. And I'm really happy with the work we've done with our team throughout this tournament, and the situations we've been through this tournament. It's like, yo, we made some gold out of dirt, man. It was insane. It was like, I'm not sure how people say our games are boring, but I don't know. And like Dustin's emotions all the time behind us. Like I was rewatching some of the games, and Dustin's like,
that's a good
imagine, like, I think he got like 20 years older after this major.
Pretty sure. Yeah.
I'd hate to be a coach, man. Imagine just sitting there and having like,
especially this time.
Yeah, with how it is, like not being able to have the release of anything. That right there, just like sitting on your hands. Like, okay. So maybe what we can use you to help us with now is to reflect on Heroic, right? Because obviously you played against them. It happened, but do you think this team? Because it's hard, right? Because you can go, okay, we lost them. They're still in the tournament. Do you think they beat G2?
No.
Okay.
I think Heroic is a great team. They showed really great stuff. I think us and Heroic were the only team that went through Challengers started in Challenger stage and ended up in playoffs.
Yeah, I think it was 6 of the 8 teams were through Legends.
Yeah, and us and Heroic. So we had the same path, almost. Like for them, it was a bit easier. But Heroic overall, we didn't play him. Like with me, not
for like a year and a half, I think.
I didn't play them a single time.
No, you did. You lied.
Yeah?
Yeah, you lied to Freya. Freya's on the stage. You didn't play them in a long time. I don't think I played them. Like,
yeah, but when I
was
like May
Freya
2020
didn't
or
prepare
something.
well, and I went and you played them in Pro League. June 2020. Like a long time ago.
Yeah,
2020.
June 2020.
That's
it's like
a year
one.
ago.
Yeah,
it was a year and a half.
Yeah,
year and a half.
Yeah. Well,
it was the start when I joined.
Yeah,
nice to throw Freya under the bus. Like first major
I'm really
interview
sorry.
on the
I'm really
stage.
sorry. I'm really sorry, but I forgot that match. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Since we didn't play them for such time, it was a bit. They have unusual style of playing, especially on CT sides, and it was hard playing against them. They're a great team, but I believe when you're playing them more times throughout the year, it's gonna get easier. And overall, I think Staven is having an insane tournament. He was really good.
He started out really well against you, but then he just disappeared for like a map and a half after that, to be fair.
Yeah, but it was Ancient, our best map. So.
Yeah.
So,
Nice
but I believe G2, Nikon, and Hunter, everybody's performing. But the thing is that I believe the only one who can beat Navi in this tournament is Gambit. So that's going to be the most interesting match for me throughout this playoffs.
Okay, that's the second game
A
today.
lot of people say that.
Yeah.
I mean, just one thing, just going quickly back to like the matchup between you and Heroic. Actually, like because we hadn't seen it, I didn't even realize until I started seeing the match. And it's like kind of a cool matchup because you both play kind of like really mid-roundy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like super the today's meta. Like both teams kind of play like super today's meta, and like in terms of mid rounds, it's just like making last second rotations and stuff like that. And you guys both are like they're much more aggressive in it, obviously, compared to you guys. Like that's just night and day in terms of that. But both kind of like approach the game in a similar way in that sense. So I think it's actually like a pretty cool matchup, and it's just kind of both teams pushing each other in that aspect.
It felt as well really when we were playing them. I understood what they are doing because maybe because we're playing like almost the same way or some like same style,
like some ideas,
some
like,
idea, yeah. Like I understood everything. Like we were playing against them, and I was like, oh, okay, that nice thing. I'll steal it. I'll steal it, boy.
That's the thing. Like with Heroic, even some teams that know what they're doing, like those 2v2s, like oh now they're gonna rotate, they're gonna do this and that, they still get caught off guard because it's just a good call for what they have, the arsenal that they have. And they're also a team that's firepower also very, very strong, like across the board.
That's true.
But maybe not individual peaks. Like Stown is now doing that.
Finally.
It's
been a while, right? Because when he went from Fragsters right into that Heroic roster, I think we saw, at least I thought I saw like enough from him to think, yeah, this kid can be like a star, right?
Yeah.
But then throughout the majority of the Heroic time, it hasn't been him being that star, right? It's been everybody being a star. Like everybody has a moment. Like we all know a refresh moment, a Tessa spray down, like we like Shush with a nice clutch. Like Kyojin, we all have a moment with them.
Did you see the refresh 1v3 against us?
Oh, the Beagle Ancients, yeah. Fuck's
Yo, I've seen a lot of shit throughout this tournament, but like that 1v3 was like nice.
Yeah,
almost, guys, almost.
Yeah.
We don't like he wins a 1v3 and we're like
this is just shot 3 bullets, just killed you all on sight.
Yeah, and we're like just insane play from him. Like nothing we could actually do in that moment, like because instant headshots and CS at the end of the day is like all about instant headshots.
Yeah, well, when we break it down to the most basic, exactly.
If you kill the other team,
you win.
You win.
Yeah, eliminate 5 players, you win. But here's the thing. I think Heroic have shrugged the online attack, right? Because let's be honest, they didn't have the best LAN performances. I know there hasn't been a lot of LAN performances, but they didn't have the best LAN performances in the lead-up, right? Even throughout the Challenger stages and the Legend stage, it was still a little bit shaky, right? Still a little bit shaky. You know, you're thinking, it's not the same team that we get online, right? But I think after they've been able to shrug off, obviously, all the drama that was around them, right? And with each win, I think they're confirming, you know, that's in the past now, and they're able to move forward from that, that you're seeing the team starting to be more of themselves. Because I can't imagine, right? This is one of the issues I have. I'm talking to you right now, but there's over 10 years between me and you, right? Like I forget that and I'm not playing on my age thing, but I genuinely forget, right?
You do all the time, every show like 3 times.
It's really important. The thing is, because it's a big deal. Like I'm still an idiot, but like the thing is, I know that I was a bigger idiot when I was 21. Now I'm not saying you're an idiot, but what I mean is
that's fine. It's you can say like
you learn a lot, right? But in terms of life, you learn a lot, right? And you experience a lot of things, and you change, and like that's the personal growth side. That's not the Counter-Strike side. Like the Counter-Strike side, obviously you mount up all these issues that these kids have had at such a young age, and you can understand why they would have been under a lot of pressure. And that's the thing. Now I think definitely like the online attack that maybe was hovering around, that doesn't exist anymore, right? And I think for a lot of people coming into this event, there's like an air of, well, were they going to be able to do it online? Same with Gambit, right? Same with a lot of these people who, like even you, probably a lot of people were thinking, yeah, can YEKINDAR do it in this environment? Because your type of Counter-Strike, you're mechanically a fucking beast, right? To not be able to shrink away from the moment and to still stay with your very sharp play, right? That's not easy to do, right? That's the thing where you see guys, they get lazy, or they don't get lazy, they get scared, but then they start doing things sloppy. They're wide peeking, you know? To stick to the same thing you've been doing, that's the difference maker. That's the thing we talk about when you come to LAN. So did you have any worries? Did you know it was always going to be fine?
You know, I didn't think about it. You know,
okay.
I think the stupider the player is, the easier for him is to play on LAN. And I'm pretty stupid. not gonna lie, I'm pretty stupid. But I have a lot of experience with Taekwondo, with viewers as well, like going to championships and all that stuff and fighting. And when I had a broken nose, I thought to myself, okay, I experienced everything already. Like. I got knocked out in the fight, woke up in the hospital with a broken nose. So like this, like, crowd cheering, nice. I mean, it's not, it's better, you know.
It's less scary than
exactly. And the thing is, the crowd energizes. It doesn't zero stress. You feel good, you know, because you love the game and you have people around you that love the game, and you're one of the idols for the one of the guys sitting there, maybe, yeah. And when you have the, you know, you have the opportunity. I'm playing. I have the opportunity to be at this level, you know. But some people don't, and some people watch you as a god or something, and that really helps you to perform, because you're performing not only for yourself, but you're performing for them as well, for all the people that are watching.
That's a nice sentiment. I think here, and speaking to a lot of these the newer players, right? We obviously all had a 2-year hiatus, and the two of you can attest to this as well. I think is that it feels like there's been a generational shift, probably caused by the pandemic, in the sense that we were locked away, and everybody's quite grateful to be back here. But like talking to you, you're a lovely human being, right? Like that's not just for the cat. Like you're a lovely human being, right? And I'm
gonna get shy. Everybody's gonna write cute YEKINDAR.
They're already doing it.
That's the thing, though. Like I think this thing is like we're coming back, and for a while there, people can get jaded when something is happening all the time, and then to have something taken away from you, and then to be able to return to it like we have now, I think people are obviously a lot more grateful for the experience. And I hope that's something that we can hold on to for a long period of time, right? I hope that's something where like having fans come up and wanting photos and autographs doesn't become a chore, right? Like that should be a joy, because exactly the way that you framed it right there. And I think that just like I spoke to the Copenhagen Flames guys, obviously they were in here and stuff, and just general people, it feels there's a different vibe. There's a different vibe. I don't know. You feel that, Striker?
Yeah, 100%. I don't know what it is exactly. Maybe you're right in terms of, but it's also like what you were talking about, that like if something happens over and over and over and you just kind of get used to it, that's like natural response. Like we're all human beings. Like obviously, like I don't feel the same way as I did, like, you know, when I was at DreamHack Winter 2013, whatever. Like it's, you know, I've been through a lot of these majors, and it's not the same exact feeling. But more experience comes with that, but also like emotions just change in that aspect, and they like dim down a little bit. But I think that's the biggest part of it, I guess, just because like we have so many new players here, like we have so many rookies, you know, and stuff like that. So for a lot of them, this is like super new. So I think that also plays a part in it, that they don't take it for granted, like, you know, a lot of the veterans do, who've just been there and done it all and stuff like that. I think that's the biggest part of it, that we are back after such a long time, and then in arena, so everybody just like is super grateful to be able to experience it again. So I think that's the biggest part of it.
That's true. There's so many like debutants, like major debutants,
like half of the players.
Like exactly, like, and I believe that makes like it really interesting, and as you said, that people are like humble, down to earth, because I think it's because like you said it right, like first major, you know, first major, you're gonna be like this, you're gonna be thankful for the opportunity and all that stuff. Maybe eighth major, or I don't know, 9th major, of course, like people are gonna get like,
business, right?
But the Striker said really good that it's just natural.
Yeah, I noticed something as well with the fan base now. There's a generational gap between the old boys and now their kids. Like legitimately, like I was just in the lift with a gentleman, and he said, "Hey, I really like what you're doing." I was like, "Oh, thank you very much." You know, he's like, "I'm here with my kid," and I was like, "Oh wow, you know, wow, how old is he?" Oh, 13. Now a dad is sharing Counter-Strike with his son. Like that is amazing.
Yeah,
that really is amazing, right?
Me and the Striker had a guy, I think like 40 years old, taking a selfie with us. We were like, we're not used to like we were used to younger people like coming up to us. This is like pretty, and he was like with his wife and like little kid, like 10 years old.
So cool. Like in like 10 years, we're basically gonna have like pro players at that level, you know, like from some of these people. So I think that's
insane.
That's cool, yeah.
With even like and the family support for a lot of the people here as well. Like I think the Flames guys said like Hooksy and Roy have their mums here, for example. Like Plopsky, obviously, we're in Sweden, but his dad and mum and brother were there last night and stuff. And
I was making a picture with him.
I was having a chat to him.
He's so nice.
Yeah.
Plopsky's dad is so nice.
And like I know, like when we were here for the IEM for the RMR, like Hampus's dad came and picked him up. Like, you know, like I know, right? But it's like it's so cool to see. It's like it's really quite heartwarming, and I think like. We're in a really nice spot right now because of all those things that we just talked about, right? And that gives me hope. Like our community, right? That's what we have again, right? We have a community again. We kind of lost that during all this online shit.
I think it's like 2 years that we had no LANs and all that stuff. You start to forget it, but the real thing is that it was like this all the time. And you know what's interesting? Like you said about family, like and all that stuff. All of my family watches my game, even my 2 grandmas.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
Yeah, like you know, like one of my grandmas was asking my dad.
Oh, poor grandma watching the mouse games.
Like grandma was asking my dad like, what is the device? Like a gun, you know,
Yeah.
like device. Then my dad explains everything to her, and when he doesn't know, he asks me, and I'm like a translator for everyone. But now everybody speaks CSGO slang, like for real. Well, I'm going out of my room. Mom is asking me, "What map are you playing? Overpass?" Yo, that's funny. That's funny as hell. Yeah, but it's really nice. It's
That's
really nice
really
to
cool.
feel. Yeah.
That's really cool. All right, we've had our emotional thing. We can all cry.
You've been getting so sentimental
I have
lately,
been.
man. Like the
I
last
have
couple
been.
of shows, you've been so sentimental. That's cool.
I don't know. It feels weird, right? All of this to be happening again, right? Like after such a long period of time. But anyway, let's get back on track with the Counter-Strike here. So
Playoffs talk.
yes. So let's cover off all of the other quarterfinals because we did your one, right? And
Yeah.
you just said that you don't think Heroic can beat G2, but we'll get to that in a minute, right? Do we want to touch? Do you got anything else you really want to say about Heroic? Like obviously, the down point he made.
Well, there was
Hayden
something
getting
that
fired up, looking like an absolute animal.
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about Refresh specifically because like he was a big part of why I picked Virtus Pro to win because I said like VP don't give a shit, man. Like they whatever the pressure is, they don't give a shit. They're just gonna deliver no matter what the circumstances are. But like when I was looking at some of the Heroic players and especially Refresh, I could see it like during the studio when they played that last game and just barely made it through, right? Like I could tell that, you know, if he gets to this position in a stage, I don't think he's gonna deliver in that stage. But he did. Like he had a sick for a couple of maps and like, you know, obviously that 1v3 and whatever. Like he had so many key moments in at least in the first couple of maps. I can remember the third one, how well he did there. So I was surprised by that in general that they've been able to deal with that pressure because they had moments at the beginning where you could tell that, you know, Kyojin like missed a couple of like really key shots like in key moments and that cost them rounds. And you know, you could tell that some of these shots that they would have hit if it wasn't like that kind of an environment, they didn't. And then, but like as the series went over, like you could tell that they got used to it very quickly. So I think that was a big part of why Heroic actually won that game.
And positive signs for the future, right? Because Prof, I think you'd agree, like Refresh after the Cologne event, for example, was like a bit of a question mark.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like, it was
he
like,
had like an awful event.
yeah. So like I think he was a question mark there, but now. Obviously, things as we mentioned are getting mended and looking good. So this is good for the future. Let's go in this direction. Let's talk about. We'll go in order here of the finals. Obviously, yours was the first one. Then it was the G2 NIP game. Now, Prof, it felt like one of those, you know, matter of time games. I like to call them.
Yeah,
Right. Like
NIP made it like seem competitive, like more competitive scoreline wise than it was in the server. At least it felt like that. But at the same time, it was a good game, and it's based on our predictions and what we were talking before. Very close games that can go either way depending on like a couple of factors that we are not sure how they're going to go. And for NIP, it felt like the worst case scenario for
Nobody
NIP.
delivered. Yeah.
Nobody, like the players that were gonna tanked. Those that could step up didn't, and it's just like Device was okay, nothing
Average,
special.
just nothing. Yeah.
34 kills
Yo,
over both maps.
Rez had some like
nothing special. He's shooting a flashback.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
But
God,
that was
how
not the
is
major
that?
though.
That was
but
a
that's not the
blast.
major. Like
We
everybody
should
got
pay
paid
by
because
that.
it was blast.
Okay.
The clip alone, though.
because I saw it like
yeah, because it was
last
also G2, it
last
was
2
also
days or
G2,
something.
Yeah.
And it was also G2. And that's why I assumed. That,
Yeah,
you know.
but it wasn't
okay.
actually in
The
the
guy
major.
who
Okay.
did the tagging of it was a little bit disingenuous with his tags.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
regardless of that, that was like, fuck that, dude.
Yeah, but that's insane. Yeah.
Oh, that's
but yeah,
what nightmare fuel.
overall about the NIP G2 game, there was no start for them. They got steamrolled on Inferno. Like when you, Nico was insane.
Dude, when I saw that Nico 1v2 for maps on Mirage, like I knew it was over.
Yeah,
Like at that point,
yeah.
you just know Nico. This is like top tier Nico. Like this is not a guy you beat. Like it doesn't matter what the rest of the team does. Almost like this is a Nico, and obviously like he cooled down afterwards, so it wasn't even down to him. But like the entire team just delivered, and NIP didn't. Like the NIP just didn't turn up.
And you know, like I think the thing that is important as well is that if you look at us and Heroic, for example, we've been here since 21st. It's like 2 weeks, 2 weeks of Counter-Strike of playing, not like, and we had 1 day break, and then we have the quarterfinals. It's okay. We played like that, and NIP's journey as well. Like on Legend stage, they played like 3-2, right? They had a stressful game against Copenhagen Flames where it went to the third map overtime. after these kind of matches and these kind of situations, it's really it's these like deadly games are you're giving a lot of your energy. And G2 went 3-0.
Yes.
Had couple days to chill, completely prepared to NIP, and maybe we of course don't know, but I could be assuming that NIP could be tired, and especially they didn't have that much time to get ready for to play G2.
It depends a lot on teams on how they deal with this, and there are some teams who just need more playtime to just kind of like evolve into the tournament, and then there are teams who just like steamroll everything and just need that little bit more time. So it's kind of like there's always a balance with that, and I'm not sure where I never know like where a team falls in that aspect. Like I don't know if they're one or the other, so it's always difficult to predict if it's gonna hurt them, like the fact that they have like 3 days before the playoffs and you know don't have any officials or whatever, because a lot of teams get affected by that they just like, have several days.
Yeah, I don't know. Overall, NIP, I think we maybe overhyped them.
Maybe they were stressed because of home crowd.
Yeah, that is as well. Like there are a lot of expectations on them.
Yeah.
And maybe objectively they weren't that good.
The T sides are rubbish. Like if we're gonna be honest.
But that's like a classic. That's why I think like the team just needs changes. I'll just.
Here we go. Continue the feud. Continue
There
it.
we go. No, but
NIP
they're obviously gonna make changes. I think they're.
You think so?
I think they're pretty set on making changes.
What's the changes?
I think it's either LNZ or Plopsky or both potentially.
So who's joining?
Whoever I'm not even gonna get into that because they're like
dupreeh and Magisk.
I heard dupreeh and Magisk contracts are expiring.
I mean that is definitely an option, but I don't like the idea plus Zonic. Like that's an idea I don't like because it's like this is essentially like remaking Astralis with a couple of different pieces, and one of the key pieces of Astralis was the in-game leader.
Yeah.
So Campus is something completely different to play.
Yeah.
Maybe not as a player in the server, but like the way he calls and the way the team plays is nothing alike. So I think that's kind of an issue for them. I think none of the players are actually playing better or like being set up to play well in an IP right now, except maybe Campus. And that's an issue.
I mean, Hampus sets himself up, and like that's an entirely different conversation.
Like
I think as well.
You don't see Rez like Rez had a good period in this tournament. Maybe it's just down to him being like him individually having issues, but this is not peak Rez definitely.
Sure.
Plopsky hasn't been like if someone just like tells you there is no fifth player in an IP, you can't remember. You don't see him on the server. There's like nothing going on there. And then LNZ is super young, so he actually impressed in some ways.
Well, yeah, the scoreboard doesn't tell that story.
Overall, when you look at the rating, you see that it's like there are some good rounds and there's potential there, but it depends on what NIP wants and like who's going to be free. Like, do you want LNZ or do you want Magisk? Like, it's very hard to argue LNZ's case and something like that. So.
I don't know what to think about this like weird phenomenon with LNZ particularly, because every time I watch him play, and especially like if I watch him like emotionally and stuff like that, he seems like such a calm guy for like how young he is and stuff like that.
Calm guy.
And
he's screaming all the time.
Yeah.
Like
no, I mean more like in terms of like in between rounds and just trying to calm the team down and stuff like that. During like obviously like when there's like big plays, you're gonna have emotions and stuff like that. Sure. But like in between rounds, he's the fucking guy who's trying to calm the team down. Like, what the fuck is going on there, man?
Yo,
so like
he's the guy who wants to hype everyone up, but he calms them down as well. Like
exactly.
That's not the role of a 17-year-old.
Yeah, he has Rez, Device, Hampus, man.
But in general, like you just see him like pull off some of these clutches, and you think this guy's doing well, and then you look at the stats, and he's just like either average or just like below average, because I don't know if it's just because he doesn't get into as many situations as he could be and just doesn't get as many opportunities or whatever, if it's just because of his role, because he's quite a passive player, always in the class and stuff like that.
It's actually very similar to ZTR. Like ZTR had a similar impact. Like when you watch him and then look at the stats, it's very similar. So I think it's also something about the team, not just about him. And apparently he's also like calling like small sites stuff with Plopsky.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of potential there. So I just don't know if it's going to be realized as quick as they need it.
It could just be the approach overall, though, right? Because a lot of things that we spoke about here is the approach of the team. Like, there's no doubt that Device is a good player, right? That's not a conversation. But like, do they need to start framing it where they set him up, right?
More, yeah.
Should they just play for Device? Like, not in the sense that he's the only player in the team, but in the sense that he is your best player, and you know that he's a good player. Give him the position to thrive, and then the rest. But then we keep going with that. Okay, Plopsky, I remember, was like holding Pop Dog in train aggressively, right? Now I think of Plopsky and I think, What does
Passive
Plopsky
as-
even do?
passive as hell, yeah.
And that's a problem.
I remember Plopsky, like from old days, we go way back to Master League, like me, Plopsky, Brolin, like Nico Dodes, many people that
Arming
are,
on Face It.
yeah, like Fleet as well, like many people at that time, like we grew up together, you know, and came into the scene together, and it like, you know, like Nico Dodes now with Copenhagen Flames, like coming here, right? And everybody gets to the same point that like in some time together, but through different paths. And like with Plopsky, we played. I think I don't remember Plopsky playing the roles he's playing now. I don't think they really match up with his playstyle that he wants to play, because I've played a lot with him, and we're friends, and we're good friends, and I think something needs to be changed in order for him to. But you know, it's really hard because you will always have someone to do some things you don't want to do. You know,
Yeah.
for example, as we changed Sanji now, right? Somebody will need to like throw flashes and
Drop Gemini,
yeah,
glass
like,
cannon M4 in the first gun round.
yeah, and it's gonna be
Just like that's normal. Let's
You
pretend
just-
like
you're
that's
just
normal.
gonna-
You
you're
can
just
just
gonna
keep going.
and yeah, but this
It's normal for you, I guess. When I see Kickit on the first gun round, I go, well, Alex, Kickit's just dropped Jamin. He's dropped him an AWP, and now he's glass cannon with no utility in an
yeah,
M4.
but like we played the percentage. Yeah, but like as I continue about that the clash of roles, you know, me and Flit are similar, and I'm gonna be giving up some of the roles, you know, and taking some of the throwing utility stuff and all that stuff.
The Mirage stuff on the CT side, like you kind of swapped roles around.
CT side.
Is it on CT side?
Yeah,
like you went to Catwalk
yeah,
from
I'm playing
Connector,
Cat now. Yeah, I
but
played
didn't he play Catwalk before? In
No, he
fours?
played Con.
He played Con? Okay.
Yeah. So we switch, like, and I understand that it's not possible all the time to do all the best for the for every 5 players of the team, but I don't think it's working for NIP at the moment.
Too many players who I think would benefit with more aggressive positions, but Hampus takes all the aggressive positions, right?
I mean, I don't know about if I agree with that. No, I mean, maybe if you
who
talk
could
about
be an
Plopsky,
anchor for
but
them?
no, I'm just saying that if you look at the individual pieces, like everybody's kind of passive except for Hampus.
No, but that's I think everybody.
I don't know if it's a cause or if it's an effect. You know, I guess that's the biggest.
But the same
point
thing
of
can be
discussion.
said in VP is that everybody's passive except for Yekinda. Up until now,
but they're all actually aggressive players.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
fair enough.
But they make it work in a way. So.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it looks like that because I'm like hyper aggressive, and then all the aggressive my aggressive teammates are looking not aggressive.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, compared to you, that's the thing, right? But the same thing compared to Hampus.
Yeah.
Compared to Hampus, they maybe don't look aggressive, right? But I think like Rez, when I remember like peak Rez, okay, he was an aggressive rifler.
Fair enough.
Right? When I think of Plopsky, when I've seen good stuff at Plopsky, taking banana control aggressively, you know, and at a point there for NIP back in the day, I think like they gave Plopsky a bunch of roles that were better for him, but now it's kind of gone back the other way where they've taken them away from him.
I mean, if you don't deliver, they're going to take him away, right?
True.
You're going to set up your star players that can perform there. And that's the thing, like, even if he needs those roles to be good again, you're not going to get it because you're not doing well now. Like, you're not going to put, like... You're not going to put me to play like Window and Connector on Mirage because I suck. So I'll just play like either A or B and chill there. And put like whoever is like the 3K elo in the stack, he's going to play Connector, right?
And slowly rot. And just...
Yeah, it just seems like...
Yeah, that's why it says there needs to be a change.
Yeah, it just seems like one of those situations where like Plopsky in particular would benefit from just like stepping away from the team, playing for somebody lower tier, just getting his confidence back up, getting like in those roles that he was good in, and then maybe, you know, taking a step back at some point, like maybe a year from now or whatever, you know, when he gets back up. So that just feels like one of those situations in general. So.
Okay. All right. So
we solved it for NIP. We'll send the receipt for this consulting.
Yeah. The jersey didn't help them either.
Yeah, but let's hope everything is gonna be okay for NIP because they're really nice guys, all of them. And
I like the problem is I like the team. I just hate that they're so inconsistent and like they don't like
If they can fix their T sides,
who is consistent in our times? Gambit and Navi only, right?
Yeah. But I mean, but there's like the other end of the scale, which is NIP and G2. Like they're by far the lowest scale. Like they
finals
have such
in
a high
Cologne.
peak.
Every other tournament doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Major instantly 3-0 winning, going semifinals. How is this possible?
I see those two teams as the same. Like I never know what to expect from them going into the tournament. Like they could be fucking peak, everybody delivers, and they look fucking amazing. You're thinking, oh, this is a team that can win tournaments, and then the next tournament they just go 0-3 and nothing happens.
That's why I was
like, what the fuck?
So hard to predict that game. Like I really
100%.
Yeah.
So we got G2 on the other side of things, right? For NIP, out of the tournament, a bit disappointing. Would have been nice to see them maybe in the Friday night slot, getting a bigger crowd, see like just having everybody popping off. But if it was the way the game went, it probably would have been like me on the desk saying, "Hey guys, beat the traffic," like so that type of game. I think we are getting peak level Nico right now, which is great because we have obviously Zywoo, who performed pretty strongly. I think we have Simple, who's performing very strongly. So we have like the big names all doing what we need them to do.
Except for Device.
Yes. Well. Okay. Yes.
Throw him under the bus.
I just had to put it out there because it was always going to be like, it's the big three, right? And then of course there's Nico as like joining the big four or whatever. And like some of them will deliver and some of them won't. So
yeah.
Big three.
Why don't you have a message there?
Well, I mean, from like the past 2 years, they were the top 3 players of the 2 years. That's why we call them the big three.
But at this moment, I believe
no, of
you
course
need to add Haxal, Hobbit,
no, of course. I'm just talking about historically, like the last 2 years, it was always like the conversation was always Simple or Zywoo the best player, and then like Device is the guy who's always going to be good, and Nico's
the best guy that doesn't come close in team achievements at all.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Like that's So that's always been the conversation the past 2. But like you're 100% right. Like now it's like expanded to like the Big 10 or whatever. Like there's so many good players at this point.
It's insane. 2 years changed everything.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, I think right now we're in like the point where I compare it to the olden days, right? I think now the players like you and a lot of the good players are having to have not only really, really good mechanical ability, but you have to have in-game leader brains as well, because you're having to do all those like the level of understanding now of all the players is so much higher. It's crazy. Like, but I'm
not gonna lie, but like CS changed so much.
Now this is what I want to hear.
It's like
finally,
like 3-4 years ago, you're watching like for example, let's take the Berlin Major, like where Avangard went to the final. They went with the Avangard smokes on Dust 2. They were abusing Dust 2, like something new, and they got to the final. The CS, I don't know why. I think the online period where everybody was home, and because Gambit were playing all those official matches like Snow Sweet Homes and all that grinding, and then they were winning, and everybody started watching Gambit, and everybody started to improve so fast.
Yeah.
And the CS got so like I don't know how, but like I think everybody saw from like the ideas from maybe Gambit, NAVI, or maybe us at the start of the year. And then everybody stole everything from everyone, and the Counter-Strike is now at the highest level possible. The games are actually so mind games. You're actually playing. Of course, you need to kill, but there's so much mind games around the matchups between the teams, like even the map picks.
Yeah.
It's insanely hard to keep it up all the time. So, for example, Gambit. What I really like about Gambit is they've been there for half a year, right? Insane. Like at the end of the half the year, like Navi came, right. But the consistency by Gambit is insane because to be consistent, to actually battle with the higher tier teams, you need to play a lot and think a lot in the game, because you show one round, like the NAP showed with the overpass drop grenade round short explode. Everybody knows it. Everybody counters it. Everybody throws a nade behind the smoke on monster, so the flashes go like this. Everybody knows it. Everybody stole it the next day. Yeah, and it's the round doesn't work anymore.
That's why people like Not Out Here is a good example. I don't know if you've ever seen any of his stuff, but like you can just see for you guys now as well. You don't even have to do the hard work on your own, because the community does it, and then you just go and find the video, and you're like, well, it's all done for us. It's like the round, everything like that, the lineups, everything. And it's like all that information is so readily available now. We have all those websites. There's all the tools now. Obviously, Skybox is a great example.
Everyone has analysts as well.
Yeah.
They prepare a lot of shit. I've talked to the guy that works for Mouse Sports. He told me like what he actually does. I'm like, okay, this is insane.
Yeah.
There's like just like everything that you should need for everyone that you're playing against. All of the maps that you're going to play against, just like short videos, stuff like that, highlights, text. Like so much about everything. I don't know who we were talking to. Was it Kickert who said like the new Dust 2?
Yeah.
Like it's so hard to play on the T side because you have no idea how they're playing. Because you're so used to knowing like, oh, they use this and this and this, so we wait for this and then we play like this.
But yeah, but meta as well shifted heavily on
so
this
with
too,
with the Dust 2 change, you don't have anything to work with, so you're kind of going in blind and just like dying to stuff that you're not
Nobody
expecting.
wants to risk it except Vitality. Vitality was the only team that was actually picking this 2 throughout this tournament. Any other team?
For them, it was in a couple of occasions. I know it was a third map. I know against Navi they picked it here.
They picked it,
because I don't think they had too many options, but it wasn't picked a whole lot.
Yeah, like nobody wants to risk it because nobody knows. The only team that we know how plays is OG, I think, because they showed how they play.
yes.
But like nobody still imagine it's like it's a month already, right? No information. Everybody's keeping a secret. Oh, Mousesports played this too as well. I think Robs was going.
FaZe played something.
Who the fuck did G2 play against?
I can get it.
Oh, Entropic. G2 played against Entropic.
Yeah,
Entropic showed as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. And I remember G2 were just like, okay, we're just gonna push every angle every time. Like they were just like so fucking taking their fights to them, and
So you said about Nart and like in CIS we have Patrick.
Yes. Like who works on the broadcast, right?
Yes. And he always does like this after tournament summary of new utility, new rounds, and new like
bullshit.
I like legit 4 years ago, if I had this knowledge of YouTube content with Nart, Patrick, like Vu, like a lot of people do really good content, and like I'm sure like from Nart like half. Maybe like I don't know, like 100 people or 120 people for subscribers for Nart are pro players.
Yeah.
Legit. I'm telling you for sure. Like these shorts where you're just I don't know sitting on a toilet and watching shorts of Nart showing utility, and you're like, oh, this is good smoke. Like
so send it on Discord to like your coach or something. Check this out.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
That's good shit. But that's the thing, like the open amount of information. Now we need to run some ads. Lucas, are you ready? All right, let's run some ads, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. And then we'll talk about Gambit versus FURIA.
The Xtrfy M42 RGB, what a fun mouse with 5 colorways, lightweight frame at just 59 grams with the swappable backplate to suit your grip style, the sensor, the easy core, the smooth skates, and driverless control for RGB and DPI is why you should check out the M42 RGB down below.
Buy and sell your skins now. Easy, fast, and safe. The best skin site. Credit card deposits and withdrawals. Instant cash out methods. Get the best deals. Quick, simple, reliable. Bitskins.com.
Fist bumps go to the teammates.
I wanna see you falling fast. Win the round. Win the game.
Parry Match, your esports teammate.
All right, we're back. Thank you for sticking with us, and thank you again to the sponsors of the show, Xtrfy, Parry Match, and Bitskins for making this one possible. Today, we're not doing the quiz, and we're not doing the Parry Match Matchmaker.
I wanted it so bad.
Yeah, well,
we didn't prepare anything.
I think Prof was up a bit late. You know, we're all.
I don't know what you're talking about.
People in chat are like, why do Prof and Striker sound so deep today?
It was 10 p.m. somewhere in the world when I went to sleep.
It's like actually winter, and you get cold.
Outside,
we're all talking a lot more.
Yeah.
I'm not used to this weather. I'm from the
way too much.
Well, too much water and apple juice. That's the mix.
Pepsi.
Yeah.
You stay hydrated.
Totally didn't stay up until 5 or something.
But we definitely do need to stay hydrated. That's one of the keys here, right? That's I'm dehydrated right now. I'm going to do my best to get on top of that. But let's keep going, right? Because we're going to talk about G2 when we talk about the semifinals. So we can leave them
You
now.
need water?
If you got another bottle, I would love it. Oh, he's up. He's at him. And he's got him. Thank you very much. Look at this. This is service. Thank you. Now, let's talk about Gambit versus FURIA. That was the first quarterfinal of yesterday. It was actually a pretty entertaining first map. That was Inferno, right? The thing is, a lot of these games, with the way that they're kicking off, like it can be quite stalled out, right? The same thing because the way that teams are playing now, the percentages that we're talking about here, the games after the opening exchanges stall out for a bit because of the mid rounds and all this stuff. It's not just like stand and bang like it used to be, right? And you could hear with the crowd, there was like 2 moments yesterday I noticed there was a banana rush that came in that I forget who locked it down. One of the guys from Gambit. No, it was Drop. Drop locked down like a banana rush that Gambit went for, right? And you hear the crowd, they get excited. Then yesterday,
On new crates?
Yes, they tried to rush ramp. I tell you,
Yeah.
and Bit gets 3 kills, right? And you hear the crowd, they get excited, right? But those moments now are few and far between. A lot of these games are a bit more drawn out. You have to understand the chess maneuvers of it. And I feel that the team that though, to be fair, Art did try and make it exciting. Right? I don't know if you guys, we're going for the knife kill. He had the PP Bizon. Like the Bizon itself, I'm going to say this.
Art is always exciting to watch.
Yeah.
Like,
But the Bizon is fucking trash, mate.
yeah.
It is the
It is.
shittest gun in the game.
Totally agree.
It's the worst gun in the game.
It's very bad.
I need you to do me a favor. Do you think what do you think is the worst gun in the game? Other than those big old fuck off machine guns.
Even
An
then,
R8.
Okay.
I actually play Negative in practice, and like people
here we
usually write me like question marks, and I'm like, Buster is buying it as well, and people write question marks, and we're like, yo, it's 1700.
Yeah.
It's so cheap for this.
Yeah,
for
the Negative
this.
is very cheap. Yeah.
It's really good. But like the worst gun, I hit the FAMAS, but I don't know. It usually somehow works, so it's okay. It's fine. But the Bizon, man, I'm telling you, I'm never buying P90 as well. P90 is fine. It's just I know only one player who plays it. 2 players, Art and Samda Young.
Okay.
2 guys that play P90, but like
The P90
I don't.
is okay, but it's just expensive, so it doesn't make sense.
I don't
to
see
buy.
the point of buying P90 because you get
You only get
$300.
$300.
Yeah, like the purpose of the SMGs is that you farm,
Yep.
you get more money, and it's when you don't get it, don't buy it. Yeah, that's it.
I need you, though, to do me a favor. I need you to look down the barrel of the camera. I need you to say to my friend Rushley, I need you to say, Rushley, the PP Bizon is trash.
Rushley, play the guns you want to play.
Fuck the
You make my matchmaking experience harder now. He's gonna buy it every round.
He's
Okay.
gonna double down.
All right. So yeah, that Inferno game was exciting. Went overtime. I thought it was a good game.
15-11 though.
You know, Nafany actually explained in the post-match interview that he BM'd with the calls, you know, like the B rush and all that stuff, because like he wanted to close it out earlier. As you said, like
He BM'd with the calls.
Yeah, he said it like that himself, you know. And he wanted to close out the game earlier, and that's why they actually it went so close. I think if Gambit were playing like this style, you know, like slow and creeping style that is so frustrating to play against, especially when you're FURIA, when you're pushing you, when you're playing aggressive, and Gambit are just like undead walking. Like it would be a lot harder for FURIA to win, but
I think the pressure was also there. Like after they maybe threw a couple of fast rounds, then there was that I think 4v2 or something that they lost when there's literally just like one guy on one side, one guy on the other side, and it's just so slow from Gambit's side that they just lost a round. I don't know if it's like 1-1, but there was some sort of a setup like that where they were like, we're thinking too much right now, and they were like calling like going to B. No, we're going back to A. We're going to B, and it's
Just quickly, Prof. Before Lucas does it, he's going to want you to put your mic close to your mouth. Yeah, there you go. Well, he didn't have the headset on. He would have wanted it, right? But
Lucas
now
doesn't want anything. He's just eating his banana.
Yeah, he's enjoying the banana. He's having a good time. You didn't have the headset on. You weren't hearing what I was hearing.
Stream doesn't hear what you guys hear.
Well,
I can see on the
I don't give a
Prof
fuck.
is fine.
Someone just in chat said Sponge giving too much orders. Australian. Yes, my country has turned into a prison state.
Is that a pun because there's a team order in Australia?
Wow, that has a lot of depth. I didn't even go next level. I just went with the fact that Australia is closed for business.
I thought it's funny, so
that guy wrecked me. Okay. All right. So with FURIA here, I think the biggest talking point, Striker, has to be drop.
Yeah.
Right, because we
played
all
better than we thought.
Yes, but we all miss Henny with the worst roster move of all time. He's definitely in the top 5. Do you think this team is going to consider a roster change? Do you think they're obviously going to be happy with the top 8, but is this a constellation of players that because Yuri and Quesarado are fucking legit as shit?
I mean, those two are so fucking good that they're like just build well enough around them, and this is like a title contender team, you know. But that's not what's happening right now because like they just don't have the balance of roles, especially around the AWP. Like that's something that we've been talking about forever, ever since basically Henny left, because like they just don't have, like we've seen. I'm not sure how I feel about Quesarado picking up the op so much more lately.
He was fine with it, but I know
he
what
was
you're
okay
saying.
with it. But it's like you don't want that player to. You don't want to hold that player back with what he does with rifles. You know, I don't think that's the move for them. I think they would just need another player to pick it up. You know, and that has to be a new player. It can't be. Exactly. Like it could
Because
be
these guys
safe.
are young, right? The other guys on the team are like, let me check.
Well, safe is 27 or some shit.
I know,
So.
but the others are young, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
let
a
me
very
check.
young team.
Yuri's
It is a very young
21,
team.
right? Yuri's 21. Quesarado, 22.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So
they're really young and
Yeah, they're
really good
super
for
young.
yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is that FURIA has been around for such a long while already, but I don't remember a single tournament they won.
they're in a final of a Faceit event a while ago. I think it was against Vitality. I think we have to go back into like 2018
that was
or 2019.
that was the peak run of.
Yeah.
That was it's essentially their breakout and instantly like being in finals, semifinals for a period.
I mean, they won a bunch of the NA stuff when they were locked in,
Domestically,
Yeah,
locked
but-
in
yeah, but-
domestically, but that, yeah, I agree that doesn't really count.
Online doesn't count.
Oh, come on.
No, the NA stuff, NA
NA
stuff doesn't
stuff,
count. I
NA
don't care
stuff.
about online in general. That's fine.
Online counts as long as it's in Europe.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
online stuff, every
Everything
online,
was online, yeah.
every player who every player who people thought that it's online, oh, they're not gonna do online. Everybody performed.
Yeah.
Heroic, Gambit, us. Who else? Like Big? Okay, Big.
Why big are like permanently called onliners, even
Yeah,
though
but
they.
It's just because they're German.
Yeah,
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 but like
just because of that.
the 5 ping from Germany playing tournaments is insane.
Yeah.
Like people underestimate the ping
Okay.
difference on the servers. Like I don't care that much, but like you feel it. You actually feel
I mean,
it.
especially for CIS guys, obviously,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
like you're usually so far apart and stuff like that, so you're gonna
What
have to
ping
play
are you
on like
getting when you
obscure
play though?
servers.
When you play like a
I'm from Latvia. I get fine ping,
Yeah.
like 35. But my all my teammates play like 50,
70.
50. Depends on the which server, because there's like Frankfurt and there's Dusseldorf on Germany, and on Frankfurt it's like 55, 60 bad ping. On Dusseldorf it's better, 50, 40, 48, maybe
Really?
something
Okay.
like that. But they're from St. Petersburg.
Oh,
The
that's
Moscow
pretty close,
people,
yeah.
like Gambit people, they are having
A little bit further away, right?
yeah, they're like bad ping. They have bad ping.
I played some faces with some guys from East Russia, right, who are playing on like 120, 140 ping.
Yeah.
But you can see they know what they're doing, right? So just by positioning alone and the fact they understand the game, like they're still not bad fraggers, but like that's not play. Like that at the high level of Counter-Strike, not playable. I used to. Australia is a big place too. I'm from the one side of the country which is far away from everybody else. So when I would play Counter-Strike for the majority of my life, I'd play on 70 or 80 ping, right? But the thing is, in Source, I don't know. I don't think it exists as much in CSGO. You'd have like a bit of an armor, right? Because you'd come around the corner, they'd miss the first couple of shots, and then you get that like chance, right? Because you did have a higher ping. It was a little bit cheeky. But okay, so where were we? We were
In CS it works like that as well. The
Yeah.
higher ping you are, the you look delayed when you go out, and you have an advantage, but it's slightly noticeable, not that much.
Okay, all right. Well, it still exists, so maybe I should go back to the high ping.
Mhm.
All right, we were talking about the FURIA team. Though, do we think that Drop will stay?
About the thing that that I mentioned, that I don't remember a tournament that FURIA won. I think they need changes to if they want to be a top contender team that wants to win titles. Changes are needed. But what do you change? I think you need to change the core, because if the core doesn't show up good results throughout this all time, except like NA, you need to change either the system or you need to change something.
Where they can say like, this is good enough for what you're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah. It depends what are their
Yeah.
ambitions. You know.
Well, they're a partner now as well in the SL. So.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, true. That's going to be. Here's the thing, but when you look at changing pieces, Art had a rough time, right? But I thought that they diversified their play style. He wasn't just playing around himself going for aggro moves anymore. They actually slowed it down quite a lot. I saw them taking a lot more time playing like current meta Counter-Strike was one of the things, but that's for him going to be an adjustment period because of how hyper-aggressive he is as an individual, and they don't have the fallback of somebody else to AWP other than when Quesarado was doing it. The thing is, it's easy just to think Drop, right, is the one who maybe they should replace, but it's going to be hard to replace Art as an in-game leader in Brazil, right? So where do you even start there? Like, where do you even start?
Maybe if Liquid disbands.
You think
and,
Fallen should
and
join this team?
Fallen joins FURIA. It replaces Art. Art goes to.
Who is this? Like, get this fanboy out of here. Like, who just infiltrated?
I don't know. Maybe everything is possible.
Solution.
Everything's after the Liquid result on the major. I don't
Let's not
think
lie.
they're that satisfied, and maybe
there's murmurs.
Yeah, that's
There's murmurs around Liquid, everybody. All right.
I mean, there's murmurs around everybody these days. To be fair, like everybody who isn't Gambit or NAVI or First Pro who already made a change, literally already made a change. There's like some talk around everybody. So that's a.
But I think that they do definitely have an issue with who can in-game lead, right? And that what you're saying there with Fallen, like, is Fallen a good replacement? Well, he's an option, right? Like, if we're going to go in that direction. But if they could go back to what they had with Henny, right? When they had Henny, they didn't get to come over and compete against the Europeans. But when they had Henny, they were sick. Like, I know it was domestically, but they were sick.
You know, there was actually... We played against them. Don't remember where, but I remember I was watching their like Mirage or, for example, Overpass. They were playing the style that Art is the main opper, right? But Henny was always playing some passive spots where the op is just standing.
Yeah.
And Art on the other side of the map was always like dropping underpass on Mirage, and Henny was on CT spawn on Mirage.
Yeah.
They have double op, and it was insanely hard to play against because you can't even do a reaction on the other side of the map because like Art is pushing underpass. You know, you can't explode B, but because Henny is there, or you can't go out pit without the flash because Henny is there, and it was really good for them and really hard to play against. That's the most important thing. So. Yeah, I agree with you that was their best period.
So if they think, this is what I think, if they think that Safe was actually good enough, right? He can play the style that you're talking about right here because that's the type of AWP he was.
Like
yeah.
Okay.
Apparently it's pronounced Safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently.
We're giving it a crack. Half the time I think I'm
maybe
fucking wrong.
they take hearts out, man. 1 versus 4 against us.
I don't know if they did another rifler. I think Vinny's actually pretty good for the team. I think he's like a bit of a glue man here. Like, and he's I think he does, you know, some of the stuff that most people don't want to do. But at the same time, making it top 8, that's the thing. This probably, you know, gives them what they need going forward, right? To diversify a little bit more. I think maybe.
Like, there's no way they're not going to be happy with what they've showed here. Like, everybody was kind of, especially with Drop, but like everybody was counting them out. And like, obviously, you know, everybody says that they haven't had the hardest route to get to
I don't know
to the playoffs.
Definitely not me.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously that's true, but then again, like, you just beat who you have in front of you, right?
Exactly.
And that they did that. So, and they did it pretty convincingly in most cases. So I think like there's no way they're not going to be happy. So I'm almost worried that this will give them the fake idea that this is working and this is going to be fine, which I don't think is the case. So I'm hoping that they do make a change anyway, but
I think the big issue is just like Brazilian contracts have been historically very...
I've seen Lurpus around. Maybe he can help with some of that. You know,
I don't know if he's really interested in helping.
I mean,
FURIA
to be fair,
right
like
now.
there's been so much change like in Brazil like the last few weeks because of like after the minors the RMRs basically.
Because like 2 teams disbanded.
Yeah, like 2 teams disbanded. MIBR now have like 11 players or whatever. Like they just
MIBR is like let's just sign
wait.
everyone that's free right now. So maybe we have like 5 that are actually good.
11 players?
Yeah.
They have shit. They just like got in almost everybody who like from the Bravos team. Who
I was surprised.
Who do you think's in the team
I
right
was surprised in the major. Godsend, Bane.
Yeah.
With
Sharks,
FURIA,
and Fallen. 21 players.
Brazilians everywhere. They're invading.
Yeah.
But like.
And then there are like 11 players that MIBR have now and just didn't play at this major. So
you know, CIS team showed up slowly. Brazilians.
It's going to change next major, man. Don't worry about that. We won't have to have that happen again. Don't worry about that. That's going to sort itself out. But like the guys that MIBR have now as a starting roster, they got like Turtle, like Wood, like Exit, like names that like if we were thinking about MIBR, they weren't there, you know, just the other day. So
I think Exit is like he was a good player. I mean, they have a bunch of good players there now. They literally just signed the team
old
that
Bravos roster.
That essentially like won the last RMR or like
the last 2
were very good, but unfortunately
lost the Sharks when it mattered.
Not even that, but the system.
The system just fucked them. Yeah.
The system, they couldn't qualify in the last RMR. It's just like because I think MIBR won the first one, and that was like almost locked them in. It was between MIBR and Sharks.
Yep.
That's it.
But like about the system, we could actually not qualify for the major. We were
that's
so
right.
fucked.
Yeah.
And it all came to we were losing the tiebreaker match against Inde Raya in our group. We had 4 wins, one loss in our group, and we were playing tiebreakers to go out of group.
Yeah.
And that was insane. And like we were playing Vertigo tiebreakers, MR3 or
10K.
we're losing 2-0 on Vertigo.
Oh, the comebacks, of course.
And we won. Miracle. Thank you. Like, that was more stressful than this major. I'm telling you.
That was online as well, right? For you
Yeah.
guys?
Oh, that's
That was-
crazy, right?
Like,
You're
that
okay.
was stress. And maybe, I don't know, maybe after that match, we had the inner fire that helped us throughout this major.
Is Davcost, was Davcost in that team?
Yeah.
Railway X5 that got to K23 after the RMR.
You call him X5? You mean Steam Guard?
Yeah, Steam Guard.
Steam Guard.
Okay, Railway Steam Guard. Wait, Flowing. Who?
Davcost?
Yeah, I think Davcost. Yeah,
Yeah.
Davcost was, but and who?
Oh,
How?
Who the hell knows?
Hurs. Man,
you're trying.
he had an H at the start. I don't remember.
I look, it was crazy to see that team doing so well, like out of nowhere, that we'd never even heard of before, which just like continues to show the like levels of
Risk.
Oh, Hortfrisk, yeah. See, I was like, I said all 5 players: Flowin,
Nice.
Davcost,
Yeah.
Hortfrisk, Railway, and X5.
You're the only one in the room who would be able to do that. Maybe Nessie. I don't know. Nope.
Yeah, but I have good memory actually.
No, I try and test myself when I get stuck on planes. What I do is like, and obviously I can't go on my phone and shit, right? So I go, okay, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna write down every single player in the top 30 teams, right? Like in each team and shit. Like I do that kind of stuff because I want to make sure that the thing is, the one thing with my job.
Do you get there?
Yeah, most of the time.
Oh,
Like maybe I
okay.
miss a couple, right? But most of the time I'm pretty close. The thing with my job is it's like you can very quickly be very disingenuous to
Yeah.
the craft, right? Like the thing is, there's not you need to make sure that what stays front and center is the teams, the players, and the way the game's played, right? Everything else is like just fucking background noise. Oh, you're smiling, you're getting cheeky there, man. We can talk about the drama. We can talk about the
Fuck
drama.
the drama. We're not
let's
gonna waste
let's not
breath
do
on
that.
that.
Fuck
Yeah,
that.
good,
Fuck that.
good. I'm glad that you
that.
guys said that. I thought one of you were going to say
No,
something
this
about
is-
it.
I don't want to give it any attention.
Thank you.
It just
Yo,
doesn't deserve
what,
it.
what's the drama?
Don't fucking. No, don't
don't
even.
start.
Don't even.
But what about it?
No.
Well, I don't
No,
want.
no.
I don't.
Okay.
I
No,
won't. I won't go
it's
into
irrelevant.
the. I won't
It's
go into the
irrelevant.
details of it and stuff. It's not really my place to do it. I will say from my perspective, as somebody who then was just about to go and cast their first arena game, with Alex ever, right?
Good
Like I've
job,
done
by
a.
the way.
Oh, thank you. This is the thing. Everybody has said super nice things, and unfortunately, and I'm sure in a job like this, right? In a job that you have, you know if you're doing good or bad because you get 16 rounds. And if you do bad, you don't get 16 rounds. In a job like mine, people say nice things, right? I don't believe half the shit you guys say.
Yeah.
You just said that. You made a nice tweet. Lots of people said nice things. In my head, fucking imposter syndrome. And I'm not asking for more nice things to be said because the more nice things that are said, the less I believe that
Yeah.
I'm doing a good job. But just for me to have that go off before I'm about to do it, it was a little bit like sad because it kind of like I wanted to be excited about one thing and it kind of diverted a little bit of my attention. And then it starts the whole thing where it becomes a dick measuring competition for people on forums and threads. So it's like this guy's better than this guy, and I think this guy does this, that, and that's we're not here to do that. We're here to celebrate Counter-Strike. We're here to have that wholesome
True.
conversation we
Yeah.
were just having before.
Yeah.
So that for me was the sad part of all of it. But yeah, I don't want to get into the drama stuff. Maybe we'll talk about it in future episodes when we don't have a guest like you to talk to, because there's bigger and better things. We have 2 semifinals on today, right?
Yeah, that's
Vitality we
true.
haven't even talked about.
Yes, and that one right now, let's get into that because we'll save Gambit because we'll talk about Gambit when we
Yeah.
talk about their matchup, right? We can definitely save the winners for when we get to those chats. So the Navi Vitality game, I think the Dust 2 game was another one of the matter of time games after the second half started. After the first half, it seemed close at 8-7. Same thing with Nuke, right? 9-6, actually in the favor there. But Nuke is a different story. I
That
think
one I've too much.
he did.
Mm.
Well, he missed an op shot first, and then he knifed him, right?
Yeah.
So it was like if he
may-
went straight for the knife.
It was on purpose.
Oh, you think he missed on purpose?
yeah, to make it
Of
seem
course.
like it wasn't
Yeah.
BM,
Okay.
Of course.
All right,
but
all right,
to then
all right.
BM at the same time.
I think that series right there, we know that has gone the distance in best of fives before. We know how good it can be.
There's something about, man, first thing I want to say about this. There's something about Simple going up against Zayu and just like him wanting to prove that he's the better guy, but just like failing because of the pressure or whatever it is. I don't know what it is because the Simple didn't deliver to the same level that he was. Like he was fine. No, he was the,
Yeah,
and obviously he had like a
Perfecto
couple of,
delivered.
yeah.
Perfecto had an amazing
Perfecto had an amazing dust too, and like Simple was good there, but like the second map Nuke, like Simple just started badly, and then you could see like because he started badly, like he started going for those aggressive plays and finally like got like some couple of really cool plays and stuff like that. But I don't know what it is. I think Simple just takes it upon himself to kind of pressure himself to just like out perform ZywOo.
Oh, he had 22 kills on Dust 2
Yeah.
with a 1.34 rating.
Yeah.
And he had
He ended up good
21
on-
kills on Nuke.
He ended up good on Nuke, but he started out really badly, and then he had like 2 really big, like, on lower Nuke when he was just like going around just like headshotting people, just not giving a fuck. And so like that's sure. But there's just something about Simple and going up against Vitality. I think we've seen it too many times for me not to believe there's not something there, you know.
Sure.
It was the same on the EPL best of 5, like the entire way through, you know. Simple wasn't the god that we had known him to be.
YEKINDAR, did you think the same as a lot of people at home who thought that maybe there was a chance that Vitality could win this series? No, you just knew Navi were going to fucking own him?
We played against Vitality on the Inferno match on best of 1 and the opening match on Legend stage. They were really good a period of time when Misuto was completely destroying everyone. And throughout this major, I don't think like Misuto had his moments, but he wasn't
not even close to like the last couple of months.
Yeah, exactly. And when you see that, when you feel that, and you see how Bit is having his like lifetime matches, like it was so hard to play against him on Overpass. Like legit, we played like like third or second one in the Legend stage, and it's really hard to play against. Like before, it was hard to play against Navi because like Simple, like Recto, like Electronic, right? All those names. Now there's Bit who's better than Simple. Man, his aim, he's like his raw aim, individual skill is mega high, and
he also is like pretty smart in
the
way he plays.
And he's like not overthinking. He's dueling and winning the duels and gets the team an advantage, and just he's really good. And it's when you play it against both of the teams, you feel inside who will win.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that watching as well, like it feels like Navi are marching towards what is theirs, right? But as you mentioned, they have to play Gambit, and that's going to be a very hard game for them. Something they're not going to get to play Nuke, right? They're not going to be able to play Nuke against them today. But
the best Navi map.
Yeah, they're 17 in a row now.
I have to say though, like Vitality, there was a point where they should have won that game.
They figured them out.
They should have won the game.
Nuke? Yeah, I think.
And then there were a couple of like I was so tilted by. I don't like to do this because like it's Kyojin's first major, first stage experience, stuff like that. But it was so apparent. It was so apparent that he just didn't have anything to do there. Like he was so nervous and just like the problem is like he's always been this way. That doesn't matter whether it's a stage or whatever. The guy doesn't stop. Like you just want to tell him to fucking sit down for a second. You know, just like that was just so tilting to me to see because like there was a couple of rounds where he just needed to stay in one place for them to win the round, and they would have actually won Nuke, and he wouldn't have even needed to get kills, you know. But just like he gave Navi a couple of opportunities, you know, that
you
shouldn't have
never
been there.
know the inside of the things.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of people like sometimes criticize me for my plays or like pushes through smoke or something, but you never know the inside team speak of what's happening. Maybe
what you think is happening, right?
Yeah, like maybe you're gambling. Maybe this someone calls you to push the smoke. We're three behind you. You know, like to bait them in, and everybody thinks like, why did he push the smoke? And then the enemies don't go in. Like it looks stupid, but there's always the part of that you don't know about. You know, and everything is possible. So you gotta give the benefit of the doubt all the time.
I mean, what I'm talking about more rather than like actual moves, it's just like you can tell he's jittery all the time. Like he's just like trying to peek everything and just like not sure which angle to peek.
He's like
stuff
really,
like that.
really young and
I mean, I understand. I 100% understand why. That's why I said like it's his first stage experience and stuff like that. First major, like I 100% agree. Like that's not something. That's why I didn't want to bring it up, like or just like to hammer him too much because it's just understandable. Like most people will get into that position at first, you know.
You know, Vitality was starting 0-2 in Legend stage, and when you're starting 0-2.
I'm surprised they turned it around.
But like they won the 3 games after. Doesn't matter. But like when you're starting the tournament 0-2 and you get like shit on, you lose your confidence, and even the 3 wins after and qualifying don't really like the start of the tournament. The way you start a tournament is really important, and I believe it was really hard to just. The mental block was just there.
I mean, at no point did Vitality actually look like, oh, they're really good now. They went through their run, also wasn't that impressive. Like, I said it about FURIA, and like, of course, Brazilians didn't like it. But and then they were like, "What do you say about Vitality's run?" But like, yeah, Vitality's run's also not that impressive.
Yeah.
They did beat Entropic in a very close game, which is like the classic.
Yeah, Entropic should have won that.
Classic story of an underdog. It kind of reminds me of like even Sinners in the group stage and EPL as well. Like it's there, you see they're good, but they just fuck up when they.
Yeah, the 1 versus 3 against Apex. If they win that round,
it's over.
That was planted safe on Mirage. It's planted literally on the side behind the boxes. There is no need to like swing.
Yeah.
No need to do it. It's just a CT guy goes to get the bomb, defuses. Apex needs to like teleport himself to Palace.
Yeah,
or something
that's
to win
but
that round.
like that's stress.
Yeah.
Yeah. At this point, like majors are known for stress.
Yeah.
But like for the most important tournament of these things will happen all the time. All the comebacks that we didn't do that much. People just got stressed.
Sure, they helped you out of it.
Yeah, like maybe the match against FaZe, they won the first round Inferno, first map Inferno, like, and they go to Ancient. They're thinking like, okay, Ancient. Okay, if we win this, we're going to playoffs. And we're thinking, let's try to win Ancient. And we win Ancient, and then when you win your weakest map against a team, they just break. And the overpass was, just people get stressed a lot.
Sure. Well, that's this environment, though, right?
Yeah.
That's what that's the difference is what we talk about when we talk about coming to LAN. What you're quantifying there is the difference, right?
Yeah.
Can you do it when the pressure's on in the highest environment? And that right there is the difference maker. In your bedroom, it's pretty easy to keep you cool.
I love how everyone is trying to like downplay it, saying like Gambit guys, Navi simple. It's like, oh, just another tournament. We're not gonna get stressed. It's all okay. We're already happy with like. You're not happy. You want to go to the end. You want to win. This is not another tournament.
Yeah.
Nothing is okay.
Yeah.
Everything's on fire. And then Hobbit before the game was like, Frey asked him like, Nafani says that you're gonna play like no stress now that you reached the playoffs. So what do you think about that? And Hobbit's like, I think I don't really agree with that. Like, there's stress. We're all stressed, but we'll do our best. It's like, okay, that's okay.
There's 24 teams in the tournament, and only one will end up happy. Only one out of those 24.
I don't know if one will end up the happiest, right? But everybody has a different bar set, right?
Yeah, the ones who are happy with the result of making playoffs.
But it's contextual. It's contextual, right?
I mean, if you're Entropic, like for example, like if they made the playoffs, like that's fucking dream for them. That's what.
The championship mentality, right, is what you're talking about here. You want to play, you want to win, right? That's the only thing. You play to win. You don't play for anything else. But you can set the bar for everybody. Like in the sense of you guys, if you set an objective goal, which you can't because you're the competitor. If you set an objective goal like we can set for you, then you're not going to try your hardest to win, right? But the objective bar we set, okay, we sit back, we look at all the information, we go VP coming in, all right, they've just got rid of one of their players, they've had to change things around. Sure, Flit is a firepower upgrade, but they have to integrate him, and they played some really hard matches. They walk away doing what they do best with comebacks, and they made it to the playoffs. And realistically, considering how things went, they can probably be happy with that, right? But you won't be happy with that. But the bar for the people looking at you, that's it, you passed the test. But don't take what I'm saying.
Yeah, good explanation. But I don't agree as a player perspective in a way that if you're fine with reaching playoffs and then losing in quarterfinals, then you're fine in practicing 6 hours a day and being in top 10 for a year and not getting to semifinals there and there. But the thing is, in the end, the like people will remember the winners only.
Yes.
That you've been in top 10 for 9 months, nobody's gonna remember that. They're gonna remember the Stockholm Major winner NAVI or Gambit, and they're gonna remember Cologne winner.
Alex is like,
just put it in. Let's just be clear.
Funny,
only NAVI or Gambit. Those are the guys.
What you're talking about here?
Who's on this? No. But I believe like if Gambit wins NAVI, then for Gambit it's gonna be hard in the final.
Yeah.
But if NAVI wins Gambit, nobody's gonna beat. Nobody's gonna.
I agree with that.
I think what you're talking about here as well is one thing that shows the difference in certain regions, for example.
Yeah,
right?
maybe that's the CIS mentality. Yeah,
it's the right mentality.
I actually agree.
Do you think North America have that mentality? Those motherfuckers getting paid $35,000 a month. You think they have that mentality? He's
Sorry,
coughing.
sorry,
He can't
how
believe
much?
how much money it is. That's the thing. Because for them, it's about getting a paycheck and having a job because they come from like a completely different like mindset with the whole thing. What you're talking about, that's the difference. Like, that's why you want to be the best, right? You want to that's what you should want. But other people are happy to content. Oh, it's a job. But this is the thing where I have like the fallout in my brain every single time. This is an elite level discipline. The fact that we ever got to a position where people are like, yeah, this is a job. I'm just like, if you know you're from a small region and the best you can probably get is a top 10, then okay, right? You're still going to try and be the best, but you know, likely to be a top 10 team in the world for somebody from Australia is a pretty big fucking deal, right?
Yeah.
But to be from a powerhouse region like Europe or CIS,
Yeah.
that shouldn't be it.
I agree in a way that, for example, people from Asia or like Australia or like North America, because of lack of practice and lack of improvement, the possible improvement around them, I agree in a way that, okay, it's hard for them to reach their maximum potential because of the circumstances. But as you said, CIS Europe, they don't have, they have everything. They have ping, they have... I mean, CIS, yeah. Okay, the ping is fine, yeah. And they have organization, they have ping, they have HLTV where you can download any demo you want. You can rewatch any game you want. You have your time, you have your life. I mean, you love what you do, and if you love what you do, you want to be the best. And the people who from Europe saying, "Oh yeah, we're top 10, top 10 is good,
okay,
top 10 is good," yeah. Get out of here.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing. Elite
like
level
that.
discipline. Elite level discipline requires sacrifice,
Yeah,
right? And
of
it
course.
requires you to be obsessed with. You don't do that if you're not obsessed. And if you do it and you do it on the proviso that you're getting a check in the mail every month and you can pay the bills, then you should probably fuck off and do something else because you're taking that spot from somebody who would give their fucking life for that.
And that's the thing is, like, many viewers, like people, don't understand the other side of players in a way that, like, Gambit and NAVI, for example, like top 1, top 2 team at the moment, yeah, most stable teams and all that. The hours that Gambit, for example, did on the bootcamp throughout this year,
Yes.
they've been...
No one can match that.
Yeah, they're like, how many times they've been home throughout this year?
Yeah, Hobbit probably
I
goes
think
and
like
sees his kid like 3 days.
I think like a
year.
month in summary
Yeah.
throughout this time. The amount of hours that they don't talk to their family, they don't meet them, they completely sacrifice the other life, except and to be on the top. And like, for example, NAVI, the same. They took bid. I'm sure they're working hella hard to work their asses out and all those things. And you know, people don't know that. They're thinking like, oh, you push smoke. What, you're an idiot. Why did they pay you and all that stuff? But they don't see the side where you're actually training 14 hours a day and trying to improve and trying to be the best. But people are still not happy. And of course, people will never be on the same page and always be happy about like one team or one player. But I say we should make the community better and more understanding and more loyal to each other. Otherwise, this toxic relationship is like nobody wants to be in a toxic relationship.
No, that's not fun. That's definitely not fun. I've been in a couple. I'm not the toxic one.
PTSD coming up.
Okay, so I wanna be harsh but fair, right? The stuff you're talking about, we don't know what's going on in the server, right, with the Kyojin situation, and we can make the excuse the fact that he is new, right? In terms of young, he's your age.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, but he's young in experience, right?
Yeah.
And that right there, I can understand. And I have seen moments, and the same thing with Masuda. Masuda started, he went 0-16 against the team.
Misuta was shaky at the start, but he got the hang later.
He had some big boy games last year that Prof and I both remember, where I think we both saw the same turning point with Masuda, and then Kyojin, I think that, like, for him, it's not easy to bring someone in and do all this. But realistically speaking, if they had a player that was 50% better, they could have won that nuke game. Like they
they would have won like a nuke game, I think.
They were up 13-10 and they lost the game 16-13. Right? I think that they actually forced NAVI to go into a completely... They forced NAVI to turtle up on a map where they normally take all the space and do whatever they want, right? That setup they forced them into. Bit gets removed from ramp. They put him top, right? They keep booming straight towards lower. They turtled up. Like, that's the complete turtle setup. and then simple AWP's ramp. Right, they completely changed it, and they knew that teams wouldn't want to go around towards Hell because simple AWP's Hell, and they know, okay, we're not going to fucking go anywhere near him. So they bought themselves space with the namesake alone. They totaled up, and then it was hard for them to find an answer against that setup because, to be fair, you don't see that out of Navi a lot, right? So for Vitality, considering, and I wasn't hugely impressed with Vitality throughout this earlier stage. Like when they played some of their games, it was just default heavy CS. It was default spread, right, and then just try and play mid rounds, and they didn't really feel like they had a strat book to fall back on, right? You need to have a couple of pocket strats, right? And I didn't feel like we got a lot of that. That's obviously not true. They obviously have a couple, but I didn't see it in the game enough. But the thing is, because of how that went and the fact that they still did that and all the context of, you're right, they started 0-2, this, that, and the other, Apex is, again, and I think I've been praising him more often than not now, but in the beginning, I never thought he was going to be able to turn himself into an in-game leader from an entry fragger to this. He was having the second most impact for his team. Right?
Yeah, he was insane.
He had a good tournament for sure.
He was the one that actually allowed Vitality to be on the stage. With the 1v3 against Entropic. It's like the same, for example, for NIP, the LNS clutch against the Copenhagen Flames.
Yeah.
The players who you would consider like not the carries, right? Stepping up in the most needed moments.
Yeah,
Right?
Apex was statistically their second best. Like his rating was pretty good.
He has really good tournament. Yeah,
so
I agree.
it was insane. That Galil like double headshot on simple outside.
Oh, that was nuts. Dink
What
dead.
is that?
Yeah. Dink dead.
How is that possible?
Yeah, they had an exchange about that last night in the lobby. I was sitting there talking to Apex, and Simple walks past, and he goes, "That Khalil, man." And then like that was such a big shot. Like,
how do you simple holding the angle with an op dies to a Galil?
He literally didn't even like
meters
Apex
away.
shot the 2 shots before
Simple
Simple could even
react.
respond. Like he couldn't even respond.
You double dinked him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
I
it
didn't
means
see
like
that
fucking
moment.
instant. Like you
got on silo, peeked, killed him.
Behind like the blue or
whatever color it is. I don't know.
It's just like head pops up, Simple dies. Like no chance to respond.
And you're
like
seeing
no
it
chance.
like from Simple's perspective because that's where the kill is gonna happen. Observers like let's see Simple getting this easy kill. No, dead.
I got a question while we're talking about Nuke and Navi. Why don't you guys play Nuke, right? It's a map that, like, considering the playstyle you have and map territory dependent, and I can think of roles that you could fit perfectly. You could do like YEKINDAR yard plays. Actually, you have so many players who could do that. You like to do like electronic does. Like you could crawl on the T side behind the smoke, set you up for entries and shit. Like, why don't you guys play Nuke?
Only one team bans Nuke. You know which one? Except us.
I should. Oh, Gambit.
Yeah. Every other team plays Nuke. Every other team. And they have like some insane nukes. Navi Nuke.
So that's why you think it's
Astralis
too
nuke.
steep of a curve.
Heroic Nuke.
Like, I mean, technically, that would be the smart answer. But actually, we just didn't play Nuke. Like, I mean, that somehow it happened. I don't know. You should ask James or Dustin about that because in Avantgarde they already didn't play Nuke. I was playing Nuke in Pro 100 for a while. Then I stopped playing Nuke because we were shit on it completely, and we started playing Vertigo when it came out, and that was fine. But yeah, just Avantgarde core not playing. But we actually have Nuke ready. No, nothing.
I don't know. Okay. I don't know if that was a mind game or not.
Lucas, cut that bit out. Anyway, moving swiftly on now. Boys, comments about Vitality before we talk about these 2 semifinals today?
Better than expected against the thing is again than expected. Like I always had a feeling that they would make it close somehow.
Sure.
Just because they have done it before when nobody expected them to, in EPL and whatever. And we've seen Simple have these issues against Zaiwu before and stuff like that. Like the prerequisites for it to be a close game, like there was some hints that could happen, But like there was always going to be Navi winning that game. Like I think it was such a.
What was the tournament? Overpass.
I actually don't know.
Mirage.
Was it Mirage?
Mirage.
Like for a match that was like 98% Navi and the Pick'ems.
Yeah, but
like it was close.
I would do 100. like legit.
I did him 3-0.
There wasn't a world where I believed that like Vitality could win.
Okay.
I mean, with
I saw
Bit destroying.
Yeah, I saw a world in which Bit wouldn't be doing the same things that he was doing in the group stage, and like he wasn't at that same like godlike level, but he was still great. Like he was still good enough for sure. So like if that didn't happen, and then if Simple wasn't the group, I mean, we said it on the show.
And
like
if
that's
Electronic had a bad game, if
Yeah,
Simple had a
exactly,
bad game, if Bit had a bad
had
game,
the same
if
thing with
Perfecto
Hooch.
didn't win clutches and get entries, and if Boomish called complete shit,
No,
yes,
I mean, to be
okay.
fair, like, that's
Perfecto did
doing-
win his clutch against Zaiwu on Nuke. That was a big
that's
one as
true.
well.
Yes.
That was
Like,
even,
I mean,
weirdly played by Zaiwu, I have to say.
Perfecto, man.
I understood what he was thinking in the moment.
I feels like it's just a bad angle to take. He was like opping and just took the box angle.
Yeah, but
and
the
then
thing
he-
is,
okay, like
he
on A
thought
side,
he
yeah.
could have went inside
upstairs.
into cut and just like held
But he
the
thought he
line.
would have gone into Squeaky. That's what I would have thought.
Yeah, but even if he does,
Well,
That would actually, you could have played it safer, like just crouch peek with the op and go. He went for the go close, try to no scope with the shoulder, you know.
Yeah.
But James, I was talking to James about as we were watching that the
clutch, yeah.
the clutch. Yeah, he said he's gonna go close and no scope him, and I said like. Why do you think so? And he said I would probably do the same.
Okay.
So-
Interesting.
Look, I was looking at that play right there, and I was like, the molly came, the hut spam came from Perfecto, right? So like,
Yeah.
It was well thought through. Like it was
Yeah,
really
it
well
was very
played.
nice, yeah.
so it's like I'm thinking, what's the? And then if I'm Zaiwu, I'm thinking he's not going to want to peek me because I have an ult, right?
Yeah.
So Perfecto probably going to play it smart, go into lobby, take his time. Like that's what I would have been thinking if I, like. And
then maybe Zaiwu repositions.
timing on
gets a perfect. Yeah, or either gets timing or just gets a new position that holds from like main or whatever. But yeah, it looked silly in the moment.
Yeah,
I think
I would crouch peek with op and just. But then if Perfecto like strafes and you miss your shot, you lose the clutch. So it's not an easy
But
situation.
it's just Perfecto clutching, and Perfecto does too.
29
apparently,
kills.
29 kills. I do not understand how
destroyed.
or what. Like he should not be in the position to get 29 kills on Dust.
They did test him over towards B a lot, though, right?
Yeah.
So they were doing a lot of B heavy plays. That's the first time we had seen Navi play New Dust 2 as well. That was something that, like, when I was thinking about it, I wanted to make sure that I had fact checked, right? So I went back and I checked on.
Simple had a tent in lower. Do you see?
Yeah.
He had fire, tent, some food.
He loved it in there.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like the way that they were saying jarring in middle, right? They were doing the top mid, the suicide smoke, right?
Yeah.
And they were flashing to get Bit to pick into lower and stuff. They were making sure that teams couldn't get free map
It's
control.
really hard to play against it.
But I mean, to be fair, like I think we're doing a bit of a disservice to Vitality just because, like, we set this up as like all these things have to go wrong for Vitality for Navi for Vitality to have a chance. But like, to be fair, they did have a chance, even though not all of those prerequisites were hit. So like, I really don't know. I don't understand why.
Why they had a chance?
Yeah, I still don't understand why, because like they didn't hit all those prerequisites that needed to happen for it to be a close game, and you know it still was.
Yeah, but
even on Dust 2, like Navi
No,
didn't have
they
a great.
came back though. It wasn't the score set looks close. I don't think it was close. This first
I
half.
don't know. What you mean Dust 2?
Yeah, Dust 2. I
Yeah,
think first
but
half.
this is like
Nuke
CT
was
side.
close.
Nuke was close.
Dust 2 was pretty, like, by the score, it's like 16-12 or
11, 16-11.
16-11, and like by the score you would think like, oh,
But more like-
it was probably a close game, but if you rewatch the Dust 2, it wasn't a close game in rhythm, in anything. Like Navi was controlling the game all the game long. On Nuke, on the other hand, yeah, Vitality has had a great chance to win it, but even if they would win it, Mirage, I think Navi would.
I mean, but like what I was thinking on Dust 2, right? Like it was an 8-7 half, and Vitality were about to go CT, and we know how CT sided as Dust 2 has looked. So I was like, there could be a chance, but Navi just got rolling really quickly and just like never gave them a chance to get in that position. So I think that's why it was in the end not even a close game. But like Nuke, I think they just should have won Nuke. They should have broken that streak and they should have gone to map 3. But I agree, they still would have probably lost on map 3.
I would have liked a map 3, but either way.
Yeah, I was really cheering for them to win the map 2 just because of the storyline and everything. Like it was such a sick game to watch, as well. Because Nuke was so close. And
the crowd was amazing as well. Like the fan bases from Navi and Vitality, like one side and the other side. And I was like sitting in the arena and watching like Vita, Navi, Navi. Oh, it's insane. Really nice emotion.
Like emotionally, I think that was the best game of the tournament so far. Even though it wasn't like the closest or like the most, like didn't have the biggest moment. Like, but like everything together just felt like we reached that.
The G2 NIP was emotionally really nice as well.
The
Hunter
well.
pop off. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not like the biggest G2 fan, even though they're like local people from the scene, because I've been burned by G2 so many times. I'm like, it's like the toxic ex-girlfriend. Like
Counter stood up and like.
but that shit
that's
from
a good-
Hunter,
that's a
like
good
Hunter is such a humble, like respectful guy. Never talks any shit. It's like, oh, every team is good, every player is good, and then he just does that. It's like so crazy.
It's
and then,
really
and then
nice.
after it in the interview with Striker, he's like, no, I was just trying. It's like he downplays. He's
I
like,
love the
back-
trash talk. I
Yeah,
trash
yeah,
talk.
yeah, that's
Like
so good.
that.
It's so good.
I believe that's
I've had like
that's
5
entertaining.
stories. I've had like
Yeah.
5 stories with you, man. It's just like after the game where you just like trash talk the
Yeah,
other team
but that's
immediately.
like because when you watch the UFCs, you watch the press conference and all that. The trash talk is the one that gets you pumped up for the
Yeah.
fight. Like I would like that if CS had press conferences like before like big tournaments, where all the teams are sitting all together and like the people
to
are
hype
asking
it up,
questions.
yeah.
Yeah. That would be insane. I think it would be really good like for sponsorship.
You
and
should
all
talk
that
to Carmack.
all that
I
stuff
think the
would
teams
be-
also need to get on board because most players would give us super shit answers.
Yeah, but
like they do is like.
there are players like at least
Oh, if you and Simple in
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
we could build a
But
list.
But no, it's a new simple. Like, did you see before the Vitality one? It was awful. It felt like I don't even know. It was him and Apex.
Maybe Boomich would give us no it's Shox.
Shox.
And
Shox.
Shox, they
So
were
we
all
love
like
each other.
so respectful. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, come on.
yeah, it's because 2 years no LAN, everything's
No, but and
the-
also like the community is also super sensitive, so no one wants to say anything or be like, oh, how can you say that we're better?
it's-
Oh,
yeah,
now they
I
lost. Look
got
how bad you are."
backlash for us when we won the mouse game on
Oh,
the
yeah.
elimination.
I don't hear you.
Yeah, when I screamed, I don't hear you, and people wrote to me like, why do you want to
So
make them feel
cringe.
better, feel worse, even like it was a close game and all that stuff.
No.
And I'm like,
Fuck off.
Those
Yeah,
people
like-
have never competed in anything in their entire
that's
lives.
the point. That's the when you win, you win.
Yeah.
And you win emotionally, you win in the game, and you're the best in that at that moment. And it doesn't matter what you say. It's entertaining for me at
Yeah,
least. I like that stuff. I like that stuff, but I understand that in some world people don't like it, but they're sensitive fucks. So.
No, you're right. And the thing is, as soon as those people come over and they're the ones whose voice is the loudest and it comes and encroaches and it changes people, like the simple one I can understand because if you look at the simple story arc, right, there was so much shit that went on. But if you're not going to be able to get away with what you said and those kind of fucking snowflakes are going to come in and change, that's where we have big problems, right?
Yeah.
Because it's one of those
I mean,
things.
if anything, this is a fucking entertainment business. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah,
of
that's
course,
true.
it's a competition, but like the entertainment is what runs it, So like this should be encouraged.
The level of shit talk I used to do back in my day, they wouldn't be able to air. So, like, like I'd probably get cancelled for that type of shit. Like, it used to be wild as fuck. Like, it used to be just nuts. Like, the amount of, like, I remember MSI Beat It was the first international LAN we played in for CSGO. It was 2013. And the way it was like, you guys can see where Lucas is right now, but the table would have been, right, our table's this
It's
side.
like the old dream hacks and all that, just like
but you're
table,
facing
table,
him.
table, yeah.
You're facing him, right? So like I'm playing against Lucas. I'm facing him. We're playing against one of the Chinese teams there. I think they were called like N-Face or something like that. I forget the name. But the thing is, I come from the Australian scene where trash talk is like a big part of it. And I haven't played in the CGS where entertainment was the main thing. So it was like that's one of the main reasons I got picked is because like it was me and another guy and we were comparably the same skill. I was just more entertaining, right? So like that was a key component. So one of the things was we're playing against this Chinese team and we're just fucking like owning them, right? Like, and the thing is they were meant to be our biggest opponents in our group that we could add other than the European teams. And we're just standing there, we're come on, let's fucking go. You got like that kind of shit, like looking at them and they don't look at you. They look down and you've won at that point, right? If they can't look at you in the eye while you're talking shit to them, right? The thing people don't remember, this is one of my favorite things to talk about at Katowice 2014.
Yeah,
you remember this?
I literally was when what was it? Not Cloud9, Complexity at the time, still, right?
It was Semphis, right?
Yeah,
up against
and
the French.
Against Kenny, as I just remember, Semphis is just like massive fucking Semphis at the time. And just like looking over his monitor straight at Kenny. It's like, look into my eyes, Kenny. Look into my eyes.
Yeah, he did it with GMX. He just went, GMX, look into my eyes, GMX, just across the hall. And then, like, it's a whole thing. It's fun.
You remember the Pimp against Natu thing? It was like in Inferno Online qualifier, and they were also playing like just in front of each other. And Pimp was like, I think the Pimp's team beat them, and they were like just trash talking him so much. And Natu's team was like all of the old classic Finnish, old school guys that everyone respected, and so people all shout on Pimp for being like, who is this kid? Just why is he so disrespectful? Shout out to Pimp, didn't change at all.
Yeah,
so.
but I think it's it's finally the time where we need a villain in the scene. Like Simple is kind of the one who like says everything he wants and nobody like can't say shit to him.
Yeah.
But I think we need a villain that says all the shit and like this guy's a bad player. I don't know if I ever achieve something, I maybe I will be switched to the bad guy.
Just go to Sasha first and say, "Look, man, it's just all for the show. I love you, and anything I say, let's just keep it friendly, shall we? All right, let's talk about these semifinals, boys. Let's do these semifinals. Let's get this. The show starts soon over there, so I want to get over there, get a good seat, get everything going, get ready to watch the day. So these two semifinals, we've timed this perfectly. So now everybody, they're awake, they're prepped, they're ready to talk about these two matches. Now, YEKINDAR, Hooch talked us into having you guys go all the way through to the final, which means my pick'ems, because we did it on my account, is in jeopardy right now. NAVI have to beat Gambit
and then win the tournament.
Now you're saying there's a chance. How much of a chance are we talking here? Put a percentage on it. Gambit win.
I think Gambit could be winning like 40%.
Okay, so expecting a close one.
I give a lot of props to Gambit.
Let's do a veto, right? So we know what the map ban's gonna be. Vertigo and Nuke gone, right?
Nuke, ban Vertigo. Yep. Navi would pick.
That's the thing, right?
Okay, I think Overpass would be decider.
Okay.
Or maybe Navi would pick Overpass. I believe Gambit would pick Inferno. They can pick
they just have such good map pools together.
They can legit pick. Like it depends on their mind games. And
Dust probably not picked.
I think that we.
No way. I don't. Gambit, you think?
No,
because
I don't think we will see Dust 2 in this best of 3. I think we will see Mirage, Inferno, and Overpass.
You think Navi would pick Ancient?
Ancient? I think they're confident that they're Ancient.
Navi could be picking Ancient actually.
Yeah, because that is obviously a map that I think Gambit are good on the map, but Navi have shown more of a proficiency, I would say, right? Like I think that it's something that they've looked more comfortable on. I think Blade as well in his prep, Blade versus Groove in terms of prep is going to be nuts. Like I think that is going to be some mind game shit going on, because as much as we're talking about the players and Boomich and this, those two guys are legitimately the puppet masters of those two teams. Like Blade especially, I see him walking around now. Blade has this new air about him. He has this new air about him, right? He's walking around like the big dick on campus now. He's still, he's still quietly spoken and stuff, but you can see every time he walks past, I give him a bit of a smirk. I get a smirk back, like.
We have a great photo of him on the stage. You just see like, I have the biggest dick in this arena.
But he's probably the only person in the whole world who can tell Simple, like, what's up, I would say, right? I would say he's probably the only person who can say to Simple, hey, this is the case, right? So we didn't say, this is the thing, this map pool, right? We can use recent history, but the IEM full final was dog shit because they weren't trying, right? Yeah. So then the one before that.
They played
Mirage.
Overpass,
yeah. I believe an Ancient pick from Navi, and I believe Mirage pick from Gambit, or Inferno pick from Gambit. I believe in.
Do you think Dust 2 could come into it at all?
No, I don't think we will see Dust 2. We won't see Vertigo, obviously, and Nuke, and then Dust 2 we won't see. And I believe the 4 maps depends on how they want to do it. It's all up to them.
I think the Dust 2 thing is like we talk. There's not enough to like either to look in for the other team or to just be sure that you're from both sides it's risky.
Groove and Blade, there's not gonna be a Dust 2. Like not Navi, not Gambit don't want to risk it.
I think the only way we would see Dust 2 is if Gambit pick it, and I think they're too safe to ever try that. So I think obviously Navi are not going to do it. They've played it once, whatever. Like they don't have experience on it, then they would never, not in their position. Like they're in a position where they're the big dog, like there's no way that they're going to do that. But like Gambit could, but I don't think they feel like the big underdog that has to go for like a massive risk.
This too, though. But I think Gambit would ban this too. So I don't think we will see this too.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So when you look at these teams, and Prof mentioned it before, right? When you look at these teams, like pound for pound player wise, it's pretty comparable skill, right? Yep. But do you think this is where this is for any of you? Do you think this is where the nerves are going to really take over? Because if we say it, if there's a Hobbit, major champion, Simple and Electronic, extremely experienced. Everybody
not,
else,
not major champions though.
not major champions.
Simple
And your
0 major.
finalists.
They
Gambit
do
1
have
major.
an Intel Grand Slam, right?
Half online. Who cares?
But it's Hobbit versus Simple and Electronic in terms of that regard, right?
Yeah.
Those guys we don't think are going to crumble, right? But then you go down the line here, Inters, Axel, Shiro, Nafany. Like Shiro's shown that, at least to me, that he's not going to fuck things up, right?
Yeah.
I know they played against FURIA.
Exile.
Yeah, he was all right though. Like, but the thing, the problem is Nafany's style of play is like super flux. This is the biggest worry I have, right? I think if Nafany is getting countered and not getting the space he needs, then that's where they definitely need Hobbit to step up. And he can't have another. Oh, sorry, he can't have another 39 kill game. Sorry, man.
Don't remind me.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, I was surprised. Like legit, the game ended and the scoreboard goes 39.
Yeah,
I didn't notice them. Like legit, nobody of us noticed that Hobbit has 39. I think there were a lot of egos.
Ego bashing.
Yeah,
Well, that's everyone's favorite.
yeah, we love
There has
those.
to be a lot of eco bashing.
We
for you to
love
get 40 kills
those.
almost.
A lot of eco rounds as well.
Yeah, not really.
For Virtus Pro, who are usually good with their economy and always have something.
What do we
Yeah,
got?
we
What are we
always
going
have
with?
an op.
Anyway,
What are we going with here, boys? Right? Are we going to be swayed? Like YEKINDAR said 40%. Are we going to be? Are we just going to stick to our Navi guns? Like,
you just can't make a good enough argument for Navi not to win this game, and in the entire tournament for that matter. You know, so like you just can't do yourself a disservice by
Okay.
picking anything other than Navi. Like it just can't be.
You know, actually, like the Astralis era, right? Like the core of like Wave 3 and like everyone winning the first major. Until they won the first major, they were losing always in the quarters, like semis, and before that with like Fetish and all those,
Yeah.
right? And they were like 4 years, like they went through NIP era, like Fnatic era to get to their era.
true.
And Navi went through everything as well. And I think it's the time finally for Navi to actually get their own era.
You know what's hilarious?
But there's always a but. Gambit showed up out of nowhere,
True.
kicked butts, and are totally the dark horse. I believe in Gambit. They're really good, really nice guys, all humble, really insane individuals. And as I said, the only team that can beat Navi in this tournament is Gambit.
But I want you to make a definitive call here.
Yeah.
Who's winning today's game?
I'd say I'll go with the interesting one. I'll say Gambit win.
Okay. All right. I like
Okay.
it. You're spicing it up a bit. All right. All right.
You're
What
still
needs-
gonna get
but
outvoted, though.
what needs to happen?
Here we go. We
for-
do this again, do we?
Yeah.
We
What-
were
what
well,
need-
Simple needs to miss all his shots.
There was actually a copy pasta. People started like Simple, like Navi can lose, but they just need to like miss their flashes, have
Yeah.
bad aim. Simple needs to be jittery, and it's a pretty funny one.
What are the win conditions for Gambit then? Right? Like, I guess flip it that way.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
You said really good about Nafany, and he has an insane tournament at the moment, playing really good. And if Navi lets him do the stuff that he wants to do, Gambit will have a really good T sides throughout the match. But of course, I think Navi won't let Nafany do all the shit. So it also heavily relies on Exile and Hobbit as the two individuals that if Nafany's game is gonna be a shit, then Exile and Hobbit need to show up. If they don't show up, yeah, Navi will win 2-0.
And Shiro, we expect to do like
Yeah,
when he's given the chances, he'll take them, and that's it.
I don't worry about Shiro. Shiro's
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like whoever faces Navi just like faces an entirely different ball game compared to whatever they've faced so far. Like that's just everything goes out the window when you face Navi. I feel like at this tournament, like everybody, whatever you think, you know, like when you face Navi, you just everything goes. You know that it doesn't matter what you've done up until this point. So I think that's Gambit are like the only team that can deal with that because they've had so much experience playing them and stuff like that.
So many times they played each other. So
they've played like 10 series this year or some shit, or it's not maybe even more. I don't remember exactly, but like they played each other so much that they know the matchup like through and through. So yeah, I
want to say that maybe like Gambit shouldn't feel pressure because they're the underdogs, but I don't think it's going to be like that because of the rivalry and because, you know, especially if they beat Navi, they have a massive chance to actually win the major.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be. I don't think they can really get into that mindset, even though they're trying actively all the time to do it. I think it's just you can't do it.
No,
it's impossible.
No, they've proven that to themselves that they can't beat them too many times to think they're underdogs now.
Yeah,
so
but
I think that's just
Navi as well understands that if they win Gambit, they will probably win the major.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it's like there's like an underdog game at all. Yeah,
like overall, Simple is a human, and you know, he all the time like not winning a major and all. It's
and everyone's talking about it. Like Simple can't move around the hotel without someone coming up to him and saying, "Oh, no, you're gonna. This is your major."
You know, even if you even if you understand and you understand that it doesn't matter, that doesn't matter in your head somewhere, it still gets to you. You know.
Yeah.
So even if you're I don't know, like Superman, you still think about all these things. So
it'd be weird though if he wins the major and he doesn't get the MVP. We were having that discussion a little bit before, right? Like it just like Bit comes in and goes, "Sorry, Simple, I'm gonna."
It doesn't matter.
No, I agree with you. It doesn't matter, but it would be fitting to have him win the major, get the MVP.
Yeah, I agree.
That'll solidify his #1 spot this year in the world. I don't think there's
not
any doubt.
even like this year is. I don't think there's a lot.
I don't know anything, but like there's just not.
See, viewers at home, if you caught that right there, that's important. It's important to note that little look from Striker.
I mean, it's just like.
Look, you don't.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can't make an argument for anybody. Like already now, even if Zywoo got the MVP here, but maybe that's like there's like a discussion there.
And there's a couple of lands to be still played. So like,
okay, fair enough.
Up to this point, it's like what the fuck. But the major MVP is for the GOAT status, and the discussion is like Coldzera 2 major MVPs, Device 2 major MVPs, Simple 0 major MVPs. You know, that's a thing that where if you want to like have it super clear, super obvious, you want the major MVP.
The resume needs to match.
Yeah. Do you remember how Simple told that if he's gonna win the major, he's gonna take a break from CS?
Did he?
For half a
year. Did he say that?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
When did he say that?
When?
Like, it's a long time ago. Like
someone find this.
6 months ago or something.
Holy shit.
That's not that long ago. He said that 6 months
ago.
Yeah, I think so.
Was this in Russian?
Yeah.
Okay, no wonder we didn't get it over here. He said that.
Yeah, he said when he's gonna win the major, he will probably take a break from CS for half a year.
So Monas is gonna come in and probably just like. And
that's the play.
There it is.
Jesus Christ, that would actually be insane.
There it is. Okay, that would be that. He's doing the Anna thing from Dota.
Like he can't do it. He can't take a break until the end of the year.
But he can. He can do whatever he wants.
No, he can't. He has to like because they didn't build like the era yet.
Oh, okay. I don't know if he cares about that.
I do.
Yeah, so please.
Okay. He wants to look. If you believe Simple that he's like he doesn't want the #1 of the year, like there's no way he's gonna take the last 2 months off. Okay, maybe next like at the start of next year, whatever.
He said it on his stream, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
What did he say? Oh, okay,
well, there you go. There's an interview question for him.
Yeah,
we need to find that.
Keep that one in your bank. Okay, let's talk about Heroic and G2 now. You've already said that you don't think that Heroic are going to win this one, but Prof, what do you think here? Do you think that you've started to see enough out of Heroic that realistically it is kind of just the Nico and Hunter show still?
Yeah, for these guys, but in the way that the rest of the 3 players like find impact, which is
Amanex look tidy at times.
That Amanek like B Mirage hop out. So good. Just like watching him do that, it's fucking art. It's beautiful. But
the Brazilian one.
I mean, it's kind of similar, but even better. So there is that. I think at this point G2 definitely should be the favorites for this game.
Okay.
I think the way they played just makes them the favorites. Heroic are still a bit they're still a bit shaky.
Weaknesses in the map pool though. This is what I think we need to cover off here because Vertigo could come into play.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I think Heroic will try to punch that.
We should have picked Vertigo. Okay, doesn't matter. But the thing I want to say is that you need to remember that Heroic is here for 2 weeks already, and when these 2 weeks are heavy for
what
emotional stage, you know, and it gets your energy out, and so I believe that G2 has an advantage.
What is even
everything?
G2's set up on CT Vertigo. No.
I feel like it's been in flux consistently.
I feel like it's just like constantly it's like Jax is A, now he's B, now like...
He was in middle over 6 months ago, right? Like that team has at least that as a good thing right now, that they do have flexibility with a lot of their players, that they can change up the positions. Like some of the things that if I was to target G2, I would hit the B bomb site and target Nexa every single time on Vertigo. That's what I would do.
Nexa plays B, Jax plays the short. Yeah, how do you call it? Short, I guess.
Amanex there with the AWP as well.
Yeah.
Amanek is there, and Nico plays rotation mid.
And Hunter is also A.
And Hunter A.
It seems yeah.
Or no,
They were playing a lot of two mid.
Was it Hunter towards B?
Nico plays A and Hunter plays mid.
Yeah,
like this.
But the thing is, that setup there, like that setup, it used to be Jack's mid, because I always talked about the off angle he used to hold. Now this is obviously a different time, right?
Yeah.
But maybe even pre-Nico time. But
the thing is, it's all about ramp. So you want your players, the best players, to be there and get the frags, and that's why it's weird to have like Jack Samanek be your ramp player, because
I think they can change it up completely though.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you know that Heroic are going to target this, and you know that your map's not great, just change it. Like, I know it seems silly just to say that, but really because of how they've already chopped and changed a lot.
Yeah, just ban Vertigo and play Dust 2, maybe.
What are they going to ban? They're going to ban Overpass, and Heroic have to ban Dust 2.
Yeah, but that was joking.
They're never going to play Dust 2.
Heroic did it once, I think.
Yes,
no?
that was against Movistar.
Yeah.
When neither of them played it, so they were like, well, fuck it. But, I mean, I wonder how much of a mind game from Nico that was to tell me in the interview, like all the way at the start of the tournament, that they really want somebody, like they want somebody to pick, or like they're really curious how Vertigo will go when somebody picks it into them. They want to play it against somebody. I don't know how much of a mind game that was, but I think it spooked Entropic because they were the only team who could have picked Vertigo and didn't.
Yeah,
and
I was talking
surprise.
to my boys and to Entropic boys, and they said like, we picked Dust 2. How is this possible? You know, like, we should have played Vertigo. No, all that stuff. Yeah,
not even they know why they did it.
Yeah, they were
that's
mad.
what I'm saying. Like, I think I don't know if it's like Hooch and just like getting spooked by that interview, or just like, you know, thinking, okay, maybe they've just changed so much that we don't know what to expect from them now. Whatever. So I'm just curious about whether they're, I mean, they can't know how good they are. Like, if they haven't played an official since they like made changes and whatever, like they're not gonna know how good they are. So somebody just needs to test them on it. And it's gotta be Heroic. Like, there's no way they won't.
Could go new.
But can you imagine if Heroic ban, for example, Vertigo, G2 picks Dust 2, but Heroic were
trap.
Practicing Dust 2 and doing their you know how they play CT side. Dust 2 for them would be amazing. Like, as I see that the Heroic would do really good on CT side Dust 2 at the moment. And imagine them practicing. So yeah.
I don't think they'll risk
that would be really nice, but it won't happen.
I don't know.
I don't think they'll risk that.
And picking Dust 2 against Nico, I don't know.
So
that's a good map for him.
Inferno's another decent map here for Heroic as well.
Wait. Nico plays Opera on A or no?
I don't know what's his
Dust 2.
I know with Harmonic.
Fuck. No, I think
he does whatever the fuck he wants.
Because I remember, like, in FaZe he was playing Opera on A.
Yeah.
I think they tried to move him away from that, and then I saw like a lot of setups that, because this is the thing, there's a lot of overlap with him and Hunter. Like, Hunter used to be like the mid-long player, and I remember just him smashing down the AK, but that's like Nico's position as well, right? So I can cheat, I can find out. Give me a second. Like, we'll keep talking, don't worry about that. But
the positions are in the blood.
Are in the blood. Yeah. Well, no, I think that's actually a fair sentiment as well, because they do have similar play styles. I think Hunter is a little bit more lurky, right? But okay,
maybe Hunter looked up to Nico because Hunter came late. No.
Yes, and he's older too. Hunter's older than Nico.
Well, that's kind of funny.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna pick a winner in this one, boys. What do we think?
G2.
Okay, without a doubt.
Not without a doubt.
I'd give.
I think it's gonna
like
be a
30.
good game. I think it's gonna be a good game.
I think it's gonna be fine.
But I'm leaning towards it's very hard. And then we talk about these games, and it's like G2 is gonna win, and then you see Kyojin tomorrow, and they won.
Yeah,
and like,
Kyojin knifing on stairs.
Sorry, I doubted you again. But it's like it's very hard to decide. It's not like any of these games are some of these like the Face It Major quarterfinals where it's like super obvious that this team is gonna win. It's everything. Like the whole anything can happen.
The whole lower side of the bracket was just like fucking up in the air. I didn't know what to think about G2 and IP. I didn't know what to think about you and Heroic. I don't know what to think now. Like, it's super hard to know what's gonna happen. I feel like Vertigo is just gonna play a big part in that. And like if Heroic do try to punish it and fail it, like I think that's gonna decide the series.
What did G2 pick though? Nuke?
G2 pick?
Well, you don't want to pick Nuke into Heroic.
Not Nuke.
Then do you pick Ancient?
I think it's Mirage.
Both teams are at 50% right now in terms of win-loss.
Mirage, man.
I think they feel comfortable on Mirage right now.
Okay.
What are their latest results?
Their latest results on Mirage?
The G2, yeah.
G2.
They won some. They won.
I got it right here. That's why I have the laptop, so I look like I know what I'm talking about.
So you're saying
they picked Mirage into an
pick
IP?
Vertigo?
Maybe, or Nuke if they feel safe. But the thing is, like, G2's Nuke, I don't know. I've never been in love with it, but
I think Heroic will pick Nuke.
Okay.
And G2.
But Vertigo won't come in then.
No.
G2.
Somebody's got to try to punish them, man.
G2 will pick Mirage. Heroic is gonna pick Nuke. Third map will be
Ancient?
Inferno? No.
Ancient. I think they could be leaving both. G2 has good Ancient and Heroic has good
Yeah,
Ancient.
G2 removes
Yeah.
Vertigo, then
Then Heroic have a choice between
Yeah.
Inferno and Ancient, I
I
guess.
think they'd lean to Ancient then.
Yeah, I think they lean
maybe.
to Ancient.
G2's most recent results on Mirage: 16-11 NIP, 16-14 Entropic, and a 16-7 versus FaZe.
Yeah, it's an
so confidence
obvious
pick.
Yeah.
Mirage pick. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that's good. We'll keep our eyes on that one right there.
I mean, they've literally played 16 maps on it, like in the past 3 months, and
Yeah.
everything has like 9, 6,
And
8,
Heroic's
5.
Mirage is not strong.
I'm gonna go with the like.
Or is it though?
I'm gonna go with the story arc. Here's the story arc I'm going with. You know,
Go ahead.
we can talk Counter-Strike, but we can also talk like how cool this would be. Heroic last year become rated the world #1 team at one point, right? After the day after they win Cologne, their coach gets banned. Then all the drama that ensues from that point onward for the next year of time, lots of stress, lots of ups, lots of downs, lots of emotions, lots of tears, become the villain. Now through this story arc, celebrating, getting hyped, getting pumped up, starting to claw some of that back, that emotional baggage no longer there. It feels like it's shrugged off. They haven't been booed by the crowd, right? Maybe now they're being looked at, this is the run, proving that they can do it on LAN after having pretty rough performances on LAN before. Get through G2, get to the final against NAVI. I don't think they're going to win, but I can see a world where it happens because right now this release of emotion that they have, I think it's like at an all-time high, right? So I know what you're saying, YEKINDAR, here, that they might have exhausted all of that right now, but Kyojin doesn't strike me as the type of guy who's going to at least let his emotions fall to the wayside, right? I think it's probably like you, right? You're able to keep it pretty high quite often.
You still have physical
Fatigue.
Yeah, physical fatigue that you can't control, especially emotional players that let out a lot of emotions. They lose a lot of more energy throughout the tournament, I feel like.
Sure.
And
The
that's
burnout.
yeah, that's why I think I'm not saying that it's gonna be a like big factor, but I can say that I had tournaments where you just can't finish it good because you just feel like
depleted.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if we get this, what we're talking about right here, everybody at home, it'll be G2 versus NAVI again for the third time on LAN in 2 years.
There's going to be some memes coming out of that.
But
Now-
Chad,
Yes?
you're forgetting something.
What am I forgetting?
So here in the Scandinavia, when we play football and handball and all of this, and go to the World Cup, often Denmark we get we
So you
lose.
go for the Swedes.
Yes, and then we're like, well, we might as well cheer
The
for
transfer of
Swedes.
fan bases.
Yes.
Okay. You think
And-
that's a factor?
And NIP left.
They did.
Heroic is here.
So you're banking right now that the Swedish crowd will be the
I'm-
6th man in the server,
I've seen a lot of Danish
but with eyes
guys.
everywhere.
Yeah, and like
Not just in the sky.
No.
No.
no,
Wow.
it's obvious that the crowd will be cheering for Heroic because G2 beat NIP
and they antagonize the crowd a bit.
yeah.
It's very nice.
Yeah, like so, but I don't think crowd is that much of a factor that people make it of it. I mean,
Okay.
it's fun. It's fun. Like it depends on the personality of a player. If the crowd can get into the veins or into the brain of a player, of course, yeah, it's then a factor. But if the player just doesn't care and like.
Shouldn't
I
win.
don't think G2 have players that.
They're not going to crumble.
Yeah.
No,
I
no
don't
way.
think they have any issues being the villain either.
No.
Like, they
No,
don't
if
have any
anything,
dramas
they
doing that.
embrace that
Yeah.
usually. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Amanek did, remember Katowice Grand Final? Amanek like literally being non-existent, 2020. Like, I don't know if
there was no crowd. There was no crowd there.
I know, but he's maybe a guy that I don't know how well he'll overall as the
Under
pressure
pressure?
ramps
Okay.
up, because the thing is with G2, so far they've been in control all the way.
Well, Nico has to keep playing at his level, right?
That's the thing. Like, if they have like a bad start and stuff like that, how are they gonna? What's gonna happen then? If they are in the Virtus Pro situations, I don't know if they're gonna make it through.
Virtus Pro
The Virtus Pro
situation.
situation.
Let's
You know,
leave
the,
that call for now.
the casual 15-11 losing entry frag on the T-side Vertigo.
Yeah.
You know, what do you do then? That's the thing. That's what I want to see, and that's why I kind of went against them so far, because they weren't tested in these like high stressful situations. And I'm not convinced that G2 is a team that is super strong as a unit together.
Yeah. I'm going to pick Heroic.
Okay.
You guys can go with G2. That's fine. I don't mind. I want to be a bit of a hipster like Yekindar's being with the Gambit pick as well. So if Navi make it to the final, we're all under the impression they win the final, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, guys, it's boring. You don't have to watch the next 2 days of games. Probably Bit's going to get the MVP if he continues to play like he is right now, right? Well, he's only just ahead of Simple in terms of the stats,
2
right?
more games.
I mean, it's still
two more very
the
important.
biggest games of the tournament.
Yeah,
you know,
but-
the things could
But that
sway.
that
at
would be an
anything.
amazing storyline for a bit.
Yeah, that would be sick.
It's insane. Like Kirby,
Yeah.
when he got his MVP.
Maybe it ruins his career just like Kirby's,
Yeah.
apparently.
All right. I think. Do we have any other keys here that we want to get into before we go to today? Because I want everybody at home to have enough time to go get some lunch before they play.
I think we've done it justice.
We're all a little bit hungover on our apple juice and lack of sleep, so we need to hydrate and get some fuel in us. And we need to go there and watch the games. Now, Yekinder, as usual, and as I said to you last night, it's great to have you on the show. You're
Thank
a great
you.
guest. Like I was going to try and get you on in future episodes anyway. So to have you here now in person, this has been great again.
Theoretically, should have been another player. I think that player did
we would
not
understand why.
did not wake up. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll keep his name. We'll keep his name out of our mouths for now. But
probably not who you'd expect, honestly, for casual viewers at home.
Simple was going to come, guys. He was going to come. No, maybe we get Simple in the future. You never know, right? That's one of the things that the people at home always keep asking for. I wanted to know about James' personality. That's one of the questions I would like to know.
I don't answer about my teammates' personalities. That's a hidden style and secret of ours.
Okay. He does seem like a bit of an anime weeb.
Yeah,
though.
that's what I wanted
Does
to
he
ask.
like anime?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's his favorite anime?
He watches the Dragon Ball now.
Oh, fuck. Breaking news.
Breaking news?
Breaking news.
That's the breaking news?
Okay. No.
Oh.
Actually breaking news.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not trolling.
Okay.
Nell reports Vitality, Zonic, Magisk, and dupreeh to replace Extas, Shox, and Kyojin. Here's my report.
No way. What? Oh my god, shock.
Wait, what?
I have to say, to be fair, I heard this yesterday. So
No, but wait, what?
That's it.
Kyojin and Shox gone for dupreeh,
Zonic,
Magisk, but they're gonna have to speak. They're gonna have to speak English.
That's not gonna work.
Does Zawu even speak?
I don't agree.
Zawu speaks English.
Yeah, but does he speak? There's speaking English and there's speaking English.
He speaks English.
There's Yekinder speaking English, and then there's
no. Zawu speaks English, but he's just shy, too shy to do it. You know, so.
I hate this.
I don't believe in it.
Why?
I believe that the maximum that you can get out of a team through like the international team is is a lot less than than a team that speaks the same language, because you can say that, oh, if you speak normal English, it's fine. It's not. When you speak the one language, when you're from the same country or the same like couple of countries that speak that language, it's a lot easier to improve as a team and move forward than you don't speak the same language. You misunderstand each other. It's always
it's come on the show all the time. Yekinder, whenever you want to come on the show, whenever you want to come on, just come on, and you can say that, and then that's perfect. I want to hear that all the time. Yes, amazing. Okay, that team, interesting. I don't even know what to start delving into with that right now. I guess we wait and see if we get anything a bit more substantial out of that, right?
I'm surprised if that's Shox leaving. To be fair.
Well, leaving and getting replaced are two different things. Right?
That's what I mean, you know.
Yeah, but
anyway,
it's interesting they're going to stay together. I think it's going to be Magisk is only 23, and then if you bring in dupreeh, who's 27 or 28 now, maybe he's even 29. That kind of fills the veteran role that they're missing there as well if Shox goes. So they still get a young player. Kyojin's 22. Magisk comes in at the age of 23, already with 3 majors under his belt. That's crazy. That's crazy. And Zonic to coach. That's very interesting stuff. Okay. All right. Well, boys, are we done? I want to give Yekinder his chance now to talk to the people at home.
It was really nice to talk to you guys. You always know that it's a pleasure. And for people home, thank you for your support throughout the major. It was amazing. A lot of fans actually wrote and supported me. Latvians, I love you guys. And for the people that are in the arena, tomorrow I'm gonna throw a shirt into the crowd. So I'm gonna tweet where it will be happening. So if you want to have my shirt, you will have a chance. Signed?
You should probably sign it.
Sign it.
I'll sign it. Okay.
Unless does it have your name on the back?
Yeah.
Can they buy it from the shop with your name
No.
on the back?
I don't think so.
Okay, well,
I mean, you
then
probably can just like custom name, but put his name.
Sign it.
Sign it.
Or you could do what was the guy? What was the musician? There was a musician. Oh my god. Did a reality TV show. People in chat help me out here. Long hair rock star.
Kurt Cobain?
No. Anyway.
What?
What he did, what I wanted to say was you're going to throw something into the crowd. This is what this guy did. He's insane. He threw a live, I think it was a live bird into the crowd and said, I won't start until it comes back with its head off. Ozzy Osbourne. There you go. People in chat go,
Osbourne.
yeah, you
okay.
can do that and then they can win your shirt, right? Like the Counter-Strike won't start. People in chat immediately know. People are aware. Anyway, I don't know why I took this to such a dark place. Thank you to YEKINDAR for coming on. Thank you again to the sponsors, Xtrfy, Parry Match, Bitskins. Thank you to all of you who tuned in. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And the Counter-Strike coming up, make sure you tune in. Make sure you watch it. It's going to be some big games. The Major, we're not going to have another one for, I don't know. We don't know. Who knows? The world could go back. Oh, I'm still going dark. Turn it off before we get sad. Close it down, Lucas. Goodbye, everybody.
Add some fun to your space with Xtrfy, designed in Sweden with focus on quality products built on experience. You're looking at Project 4, their 4th generation of products with super cool colorways to stand out, with matching sets to satisfy with a solid B4 bungee, lightweight ergonomic M4 mouse, the K4 keyboard is fantastic, all of which are performance focused, and finish it off with colorful GP4 mouse mats that are bold in design and smooth on the surface. The retro theme in particular has got the feels. Complete your setup with Xtrfy. No regrets, guaranteed.
Stuck ranking up? Lost the motivation to grind? Bored of clicking heads on aim maps? Get some color into your game. Bitskins.com. Buying and selling skins made easy. Tons of payment methods and instant cash outs. Just choose your dream skins, select your preferred payment method, and start grinding again. If you want to play like the pros, you gotta look like the pros.
Fist bumps go to the teammates.
I wanna see you rolling fast. Win the round. Win the game.
Parry Match, your esports teammate.